Mosh, and we're back. Alright, we're back with the reset. And apologize for earlier, stream got a little heavy. Gonna try to have a lighter note right now. So we got to do the usuals. Get them links out, get your rip time, get it started. I'm also gonna be listening to, watching passively, Origins of Hip Hop. Listening to Busta Rhymes' story. Oh yeah. I'm getting them links out. Rip time. We're gonna get started. Get on down the road. Put my hand upon your hip. When I dip, you dip with them. I'm on my hip. When you dip, you dip my dip. On my hip. When you dip me. I'm going down the road. I don't know where that song just came from. Alright, let's get this show started.
Take 4.
I don't even remember what the reason was, but it was over. Our beach was always over some stupid.
Hey yo, this is the infamous Busta Rhymes, leaders of the new school in full effect.
Charlie Brown, man.
Alright, where should we start?
Relationship dynamic of me and Brown in particularly was just growing more and more toxic. We got into some fight on the side of the stage right before we got on.
What's the burn? So, god damn it.
We were on the side of the stage, me and G Brown punching each other in the face. You ain't really realizing. Lead us to the mouth, taste it. You gotta suck that and swallow that. Try to hide while you're performing. It's almost like bipolar behavior. It would go straight from one extreme to another. It'd be beef, fighting, trying to tear each other head off, to us high-fiving on stage, passing words, punchlines back and forth, doing the shouts, we just ad-libs together, and arm around each other, and get back off stage and keep beefing again because of what happened prior to us getting on. It's a very challenging space to be in. But what doesn't break you is gonna make you greater.
First time I heard of Busta Rhymes, I guess he kind of stood out.
He's the most ambitious, relentless man I know.
It blows like a bunch of young black billionaires.
It's like being in a tornado.
Showing you the looking at the raw deal stuff.
The raspy, deep voice, he's a character.
Busta immediately makes me think of energy. Everybody gets up and went, oh, who's this guy?
From the outfits, from the video, from the voice.
Nobody's want fucking with Bus, man.
It was just like, how the voice is this?
Oh, I forgot to get y'all rip time.
Everything that's my best is how
just a rapper. He was an MTV pop star. He was a force to be reckoned with. You know, he was the Dungeon Dragon.
My mom even said when I was born, I sounded like a little dinosaur. I mean, I'm all New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. I was raised in New York. New York is home, and it's gonna always be a
Oh,
part of
fuck this.
body and Busta Rhymes. The attachment that I have to this
Standing by.
place, just the spirit and the energy of the city. It's like, who Busta Rhymes is?
Busta Rhymes, aka the Dungeon Dragon. Otherwise known as the Murder Capital.
Coming off the bloodiest year in the history of New York.
Goodness fucking gracious.
Descend to the heart of the temple. You're looking for one of the Queen's tech witches, you guardians call them. Her name is Sadia. She was taken,
Competitive,
but she can be
territorial.
saved.
A lot of people end up dead. You know, for him to make it through that, you gotta know yourself to be able to travel through there.
My parents did a good job of just allowing me, or creating an environment that allowed me to be a child. My earliest music environments was a lot of R&B, rock music, but primarily reggae music. Bob Marley and the Wailers and Black Uhuru and Big Youth, Dennis Brown and the Heptones and Scatterlights, old reggae and ska bands from Jamaica. I think that the Jamaican upbringing instilled a value in me that only comes from people that's deep rooted in culture. And my father and my mother, they had divorced when I was around 10, 11. So he moved to Long Island.
Greendale was a suburban setting that encompassed black folks, white folks, Latinos. It was a great environment to grow up in.
As people from the projects started moving out to Long Island, it was really just a few people, and then when people started migrating, got a yard, you know, got places you could chill, you know, it was a great time. Wasn't excited about it initially because obviously I didn't know nothing about Long Island, and that's not where I was from. But it was actually good for me because Long Island gave me balance. I do remember one moment with my father. We had a white Thunderbird. I don't know what the name of the station was, but it was like a rock station. This record, My Sharona, came on. Me and my younger brother used to spaz whenever we heard that record. And for some strange reason, we only heard it when we was in his car. That was probably my first introduction to records that came from white groups. It opened me up to being appreciative of music outside of disco and R&B. I think that left an everlasting impression on me. Loved that record. My mom used to work nights. And Aunt Mitzi took good care of me and my brother when my mom wasn't there. Aunt Mitzi wasn't actually my blood relative. The way we was raised, you know, when there's someone that you grown to know and they take care of you, they feed you, and sleeping in their house, they damn near raising you too. That's when it's like family. You address them as auntie or uncle. So Aunt Mitzi became that person. She had a son named Alfonso. I'm like 9, 10 years old, and Alfonso would listen to this station on the radio, like an underground hip-hop station. They was playing all of the break beats that you would really only hear at the block parties. And they used to play these battles live on the radio. So you hearing the crowd in the background, and you hearing the way the mic sound sonically in that room. So I'm hearing the battles between Busy B and Kumo D, and I'm hearing the battles between Cold Crush and the Force MDs. And it was mind-blowing to me to hear that type of music on the radio, and I fell in love with hip-hop.
All those late nights listening to the Architects of Hip Hop on WHPI, they're planting a seed in Young Busta that he didn't even know was there, but he
knew he wanted to beat down. When he went back to school the next day, an opportunity presented itself on the school playground.
I was in junior high school in Long Island, and Charlie Brown was kind of like the kid at the time that was known for MCing at the school.
Big crowds in front of the school, you know what I'm saying, like 100 kids, like 200 kids. In front of the school, they would break dancing. To rock out there, rock the beatbox.
Step up like a leaf in the night and no wind.
I seen Brown rhyming for a nice little circle of people in the yard. And obviously I was drawn to that. It's hip hop. So I find my way over to the circle and I ended up beatboxing for Brown.
I remember that time. Beatboxing Brown was rhyming. But he wasn't really an MC at that time.
There really wasn't a reason for him to do what he did, but he just started dissing me while I was beatboxing for him.
I started snapping on him and rhyming new style. The crowd started laughing a little bit.
My ass at the time, I just kept beatboxing for him. So I'm continuing to provide him with the music bag so he could disrespect me. At that moment, I made up my mind. I wanted to be an MC to get revenge.
He was doing the beatboxing one day. I started snapping on him. The crowd started laughing. And he was like, well, I'm going to come back. So the next day came. I don't remember what he did. He came back with a rhyme called The Annihilator. It was, you know, I'm the annihilator, I'm greater, known as the educator or devastator. I will eliminate and annihilate MCs. With the physique of my style, MCs IT. He was the duck who came up and wanted to battle me. I released danger, Lord Tahim, the rough and tough MC. He annihilated me.
My first rhyme, I bust his ass.
The poise, the timing, cadence, he beat me. The crowd was laughing at me.
That day in the schoolyard, Brown is the reason, single-handedly, that I actually decided to pick up a pen and write my first rap. I gotta give it to him for turning me into an MC officially.
After earning each other's respect on the playground, the two former rivals decided to join forces and form a group. First, they invited Buster's cousin, Cut Monitor Milo, to be their DJ. And then, to make their cipher complete, added a kid from the other side of Uniondale, known around the way as Little Dink.
For the black baby, breathing red blood, walking on past that green from the start.
Brown's like, yo, I want to put this group together. Come meet Buster. We met on the corner of the spot.
I thought Dinko Energy was incredibly cool. Dinko was a fellow Brooklynite like me.
Buster looked like, yo, you know, he gave me a phone. Looked like, okay, this is who wanted me down with the group. We went to Brown crib and started writing songs right away.
We wrote routines. It wasn't just rhymes. We wrote routines where we were passing it back and forth. We ended up doing a tape.
Yo! Front line, top 10, the 710, I'm back again, and so we send and extend.
We became the Destiny 3 MCs. We wrote everything together.
We sat in Brown's attic, we take all these different groups, and we come up and formulate our own style. You know, we take the old school like Cold Crush.
Like about my crew, what you know, we don't have an LP, but we're not blue.
Those were like our greatest influences. So we took a lot of that to include in the way we did. So Brown's family was very close to Public Enemy, and one thing led to the next, and we ended up getting
I hate censored shows.
Spectrum City Studios, which was the headquarters and
But I get
offices
it.
for Public Enemy.
First time I met Buster, we were coming up with the record Rebel Without a Pause.
Yes, the rhythm, the rebel, without a pause, I'm loading my level.
And you were running up the walls, tearing up the place, and we had to say, calm the down.
We used to go through literal boot camp training.
Leaders would do exercises, running and rhyming.
We lived in Uniondale, so we used to run to the studio and jog and say our rhymes at the same time.
You want to be the best you could be. They became scientists at it. It wasn't a gift, you had to fight for it.
Chuck had these ideas for groups. He had these different group names on his bulletin board. It was like the Young Black Teenagers, Son of Berserk and the Hellraisers, True Mathematics and the Invisible Empire, Leaders of the New School. We said, we want the name Leaders of the New School. And they said, somebody else want that name too. We got to battle for the name. They told us, go home and write a song called The Old School. That was heartbreaking.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea. How the f*** you you're gonna dish your past. That's what we had to do to get on. No, we didn't like that. But we battled on the steps. I rhymed, and then another member of their group rhymed, and then Bus rhymed.
They needed to know we were serious. They needed to know we wasn't playing, and they needed to know we wasn't playing with their time neither.
And Bus, he tore it up.
And we showed them. You see who ended up with the name.
May have earned the right to be called leaders of the new school, but Buster himself was being pulled in two different directions and decided to move from Uniondale back to Brooklyn to go to high school. And as fate would have it, wound up in the cafeteria with one of the all-time greats.
A lot of memories in this school, man. Straight down this corridor, like when you go in this door, and you go straight down towards the right is where the lunchroom is. And that's where me and Jay-Z had our little speed rap battle. At 15, I moved back to Brooklyn. I'm at Westinghouse.
Ain't that bad a bitch.
School. I don't know how that situation led to me and Jay-Z battling in school. I just know, like, word got to him that I spit. Word got to me. You know, I'm raised from battle. And you don't back down from no battle. It's almost like a blasphemous act if you're walking around saying that you rhyme or you an MC. We go in the lunchroom.
You have to think about being a high school student and witnessing that. That's your lunchroom entertainment. Busta Rhymes versus Jay-Z. You were able to see the future in that.
Me and Busta Rhymes actually had a rap battle in the lunchroom.
Who won that rap battle?
I love Busta Rhymes, man.
I didn't have the edge that day. But the beautiful thing about that moment is that moment turned Busta Rhymes into one of the most incredible forces to be reckoned with, and particularly the speed rap thing. I'm not ever taking another loss again, no matter who it is. If you think you want to do that with me, I'm gonna bust your ass, respectfully.
The hard lessons Buster learned in that lunchroom still didn't prepare him for the politics of being in the three-man group, and some simmering tensions began to bubble to the surface.
Before the First Leaders album came out, the word started to spread about our group, and that was creating this buzz. But at the time, some transpired with me and Leaders, and I had got kicked out the group.
He was in the streets. He was hustling. He liked the street life.
Being in Brooklyn, you know, I was around dudes. We was doing certain things in the street, and we was getting to money the way we knew how to get to the money. As long as you wasn't getting arrested, who cares?
We missed a meeting with Chuck, and I told Brown, yo, if he ain't with it, then kick him out. We gotta move on.
Through the frustration of me doing that, I was voted out the group, and I was out the group. Prior to that moment, Dante Ross saw us perform at a club.
There was a club called Payday, and I went basically every week. It was like the Friday night party to go to it. And they were rocking. It was at this place called the Ukrainian Hall. Do it yourself, low budget. It was raw. It wasn't fancy. He had one microphone. It was all of it. And Buster was playing the ringleader with the mic. And he was just so charismatic. He was incredible. I was like, this guy's a superstar.
He fell in love with what he saw. Had a conversation with us after the show, and let it be known he wanted to sign us.
You never sign a rap group based on a live performance. That rarely happens. It's all about the demo, but I decided I wanted to sign them within 2 or 3 minutes of watching them live. Because I was like, if I could get that on records, I got something. And Buster was by far the dominant member when I saw him live. He was just charismatic. He just really controlled the whole tempo of what they were doing.
When Brown and Dinko and them went up there to have the meeting, I wasn't in the group. Dante Ross was like, where's Busta Rhymes at?
Unbeknownst to me, they broke up prior. And I was like, yeah, I want to sign you guys, but I've got to see all you guys together because I'm not signing you if the tall kid, Buster, isn't in the group.
It's either I get everything that I saw when I saw y'all on that stage, or bets is off. The deal is not going to happen. So that's when I got the call from C. Brown saying, you want to be back in the group.
He was going to get signed. Whether he was with Leaders of the New School or not, I can be honest about that. For the most part, I was happy, man, you know, because it was my dream to be in a group and get signed to a major label.
I wanted to get on bad. Nothing could deny the buzz we was creating together. We completed A Future Without a Past. We put it out and it was showtime.
It's just another case of that OPTA.
I
absolutely was in love with the first single from Busta Rhymes, Leaders of the New School. If you were a hip-hop head at the time, it was super exciting.
Well, for me, it was a throwback to Cold Crush.
If you were a young dude during the time of LONS, it were the dudes that were the most like you to listen.
And Leaders of the New School, it was just like kid energy. It was like, you know, if you had 5 Kid and Plays in one group or something like that.
They were like ridiculously good. Put it in a bottle and sell it and be a zillionaire, right? But like at one point in time, it just got to be too heavy for everybody. The toxic element of where it went was palpable. You know, everyone could feel it.
Even as the group was celebrated by both critics and the streets, Busta and Charlie seemed to be constantly fighting for the spotlight and frontman status.
Me and Brown was still having this thing between us. He was the real competitive two in the group. This is what the nature of our relationship was built on, from the battle in the schoolyard when he was dissing me the day that he met me.
You know, it's hard to have 2 alpha males in one kennel, man. Someone's gonna get got. I've seen those guys have fistfights in my office. I've had to restrain them in the studio and at shows.
He'll bark on you. His voice is ill, you know. I'm not no bitch. You're not gonna son me like that. Bottom line is, there was a competitive spirit of everybody wanting to do well and shine.
He always treated the group like this was his group. But once we came out, and the way people was taking to Busta Rhymes, and all of that energy that I was displaying, it was like we were the 2 showmen.
Move back! Oh, yeah. Like that. Put back in effect, you know what I'm saying?
It became very challenging space to be in. And Q-Tip came and helped me figure it out.
Q-Tip and Buster. I mean, that's like his big bro. Like, they'll probably make music till the wheels turn off. You know, that's just how it is.
As was the way back then, there was loose affiliations between different groups. There was always like, hey, I'm shooting a video, come on down.
The recording of Scenario was key to Leaders of the New School's history and legacy. You know, that's when it got real serious and they got big.
One by one, we coming out the booth. Everybody's like, oh, you killed it. Ship shape, crush grapes, apes to play tapes. Papes make drakes fake for the wakes of an Ella.
Yeah, simply just the leader. Space in the space means peace, see you later.
Everybody vocally was just different. You know, nobody sounded the same on that.
It was the Busta Rhymes. Tell them what I
heard you rushed and rushed and attacked.
It was like an attack to his actual performance that we saw as him breaking out.
You just know what part you were skipping to. As I combine, but they do from their mind. Healer, reeler, bring it back, come rewind.
Powerful impact, boom from the cannon. Dragon, try to reap a mind, just imagine. Both can't build, there is necessary when digging into my library.
If anybody knows Busta for anything, it's that very iconic, memorable verse from Scenario.
Scenario was probably the moment that created the ultimate level of turbulence between me and Brown.
I knew that this record was like gonna change everything. A lot of people in the industry, they got into Busta's ear.
What it do, Ron? You get down?
The solo artist.
The attention that started to happen for me outweighed the attention that was happening for them.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the Scenario?
This is Brooklyn. The significance of this particular location, that's never gonna change for me.
Yo MTV Raps was it. That was the new Soul Train. That was everything for the hip-hop culture right there at one point. He was on our second album, doing promotion,
in our campaign mode.
We get ready to explode like a bomb here. But yo, before we do, let's like get everybody's like name check.
Everybody was breaking it down. You know, what do you plan to do for Leaders of the New School?
Let me tell you time. Right now the time is LONS, Leaders of the New School, Busta Rhymes, Dinko Milo, Brown time.
You get to Brown and you just look down and it's like, well, Brown got to do what he got to do for Brown. It's like,
it was arguing. We had come back from DC.
Alright, shit, I'm about to jump down with you in a hot second.
And I didn't like
Charlie Brown, you know, what's going on, my brother? Just lounging, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, just getting to know myself, you know what I'm saying? To know what my capabilities are and what I'm going to do in life.
It felt like he was embarrassing us on TV for the whole world to see. seen that film this week?
I was upset. I walked off. I was like, I'm not gonna argue with you.
I was shattered. It was painful because you give all of yourself to something that you really and truly love, and I love the group like nothing else at the time. You know, I did whatever I could at the time to try to salvage it, but that wasn't in the plans of destiny.
It was the moment. We was having some issues for a pretty long while that led up to that. The constant competitive, the fights before getting on stage, the resentment that I was being sought after so much, and maybe the opportunities wasn't the same around. I was feeling like this is coming apart, and I need to get away from this situation to collect my thoughts.
Scenario had come out, and it exploded, and I sit down on the subway car, and right across from me is Dinko D, and he's looking very sad. So that was a clear indication that that whole thing was done.
Busta Rhymes and C. Brown.
It wasn't professional, though. It was unprofessional, you know what I'm saying? It was up, man. I felt bad afterward.
I didn't realize how deep it was. Kept that to myself. It was really anti-me, not the group.
I was upset about a lot of things, and we didn't speak for a long period of time. Many years went by where we didn't speak.
I realized that there was no reconciling our differences after that MTV. I was like, all right, gotta figure this out.
When we broke up, Dante Ross was in his ears. You should do this.
I had always wanted Busta to do a solo record.
The music business treats groups like a brick of cocaine. You can make money off of that brick of cocaine, but you can make more money if you break it up.
Leaders of the new school been together as youngsters from like 13, 14 years old. And, you know, as you grow and have different ideas, philosophies change, different beliefs change, different ways of approaching things change.
He was obviously the person that people wanted to see solo, you know?
Oh, bullshit.
Started whispering in his ear about it.
You see the signs with management that told, doing certain things for one person. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta tell you, it was by no means driven by Buster. I'll say it again, his guilty loyalty to trying to keep that band together was outstanding. Most people would not do that. Most people like,
the best thing that we decided to come to was to respectively pardon from each other. Yeah, fun.
Busta was that special ingredient to that group, and I don't think anybody was surprised when he went solo. The split was something that was on my radar because Chris Lighty and I were starting Violator Management.
Violator was the place where you went to really make sure that you had the right deal.
I'm working on everything from Big Daddy Kane to Public Enemy, Tribe Called Quest, Busta Rhymes.
Chris Lighty was the best manager in the game. Nobody but Chris.
These are the artists that I know and love. So, we were able to have some really great artists at the beginning of Violator.
He was the big brother to me. He was almost like a father figure to a degree as well.
The labels were really scared of the artists at the time because there was a large street element involved in that. And fortunately, my brother had that street aspect with him also, so he kind of knew how to handle the artists and talk to them collectively and keep them in control.
Violator Management, that was a family in and of itself. That whole crew supported each other.
50, Missy, LL, Nas, Ryan Diddy was with us. Everybody was booming, you know what I'm saying? Violator was screaming. I knew I was on some at that point. So now I was no longer about concerning myself with the group. I had to find another way to get to it. And that's when I really started to go crazy with the features.
One day I took Busta to his lawyer. Busta go picks up a check for like $35,000. Check. Like, what the for? Well, I wrote a couple of lines for a couple of lines.
Oh, don't this hit make my people wanna
You just start to see him on a bunch of different tracks, and he's killing everything.
This hit make my people wanna
His style is so different that people needed it on the track. And more than likely, he's going to be in the video. And if he's in the video, he's going to make the video that much better.
Everybody start calling. Listen, I want Busta Rhymes on my record. Hey, Busta Rhymes do a song with my artist. Busta Rhymes now. MOP now. What you want now? What you want now?
Now I had to as a solo artist. The general
Yes, definitely Bust was going crazy.
really want to hear Busta Rhymes screaming on his records.
Hip Hop Origins, but it's Busta's episode. I skipped Fat Joe's. Ain't no disrespect to Fat Joe, but just not one of my favorites. Don't really care much for a story.
At the moment, I was in that space, and I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna approach this solo.
Feeling doubt and uncertainty.
Well, shit, when you're ready,
Busta knew he had to
party up so we can get down. You know I'm doing the weeklies right now.
As it had happened when he was a 12-year-old, listening to the radio late at night, inspiration came to him in the form of the architects of the old school.
One day, I was actually riding in a truck and Cool DJ with
I don't know. I don't think I got an all-time favorite. Like, Busta's definitely on my top 5.
and he played Eighth Wonder by Sugar Hill Gang. I was like, this is it. I took the part from that song and used it in my song. Did the hook, put the record together, mixed it, mastered it. Went gold, 4 weeks. Album came out with platinum 8 weeks after that, and there was no looking back after that. Or
Yo, I just want the world to know Busta Rhymes is now a solo MC.
With his success as a solo artist, certified after selling 1 million albums, Busta and his team at Violator decided to carve out a new lane for him as a music video star.
It was flip mode, you sleeping, you know about the bus. 7-figure money, the table for
For Busta, it's always about the larger-than-life delivery of his imagination.
Busta Rhymes made history. He changed the way you looked at a rap video. Nothing was ever the same. It was the moment in time to me when rap became rock and roll.
I will show the records what I want to do. I want to see exactly how we discussed it. I don't want to see a modified version. I don't want to see a compromised version. I don't want to see nothing other than what we discussed. And I think Hype was probably the best to execute my vision.
dangerous, so dangerous. My whole entire unit is dangerous. Hold your breath, we swinging it from right to left.
You start to see this guy through Hype Williams' fisheye lens. He's like one of the most telegenic, hip-hop artists out at that point. And I think that really begins to shape his career.
I remember when we went after Janet Jackson. She was probably the most sought-after pop artist at the time. Everyone wanted to do a song with her.
The Janet Jackson video is so crazy.
Bro, one of the craziest videos to this day.
It's one of the most expensive videos ever made.
Exactly. What the fuck? There still ain't no video topping that video.
She was at the top of her game. Their chemistry was palpable. The song itself was sexy, and that was a big part of seeing Busta as a sexy. Women looking at him and going, ooh, he's with Janet. And I think that broadened his appeal.
That was like, Janet Jackson ain't running around here working with rappers like, I got Janet on the record, I am the man.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hell yeah.
Right now we are in Flatbush, Brooklyn. This is where my mom, when she was working nights,
Oh, so close.
me and my younger brother to be babysitted by on Mitzi. Just being on the block, this brings back some incredible memories. I don't think I've been on this block for over 30 years. Flatbush, Brooklyn. We're gonna continue to take y'all around the neighborhood and let y'all see what Busta Rhymes is made of. Sure. Now we want it to look good because I'm gonna take one picture. I gotta get out this pole.
Okay.
Do it look good? Okay.
This is still here.
This ain't going nowhere.
My God, when Mitzi is upstairs, the way you
What the deal? Yeah, let's do this. Hi, Penny Minty, you up there? You were babysitting Busta Rhymes? You never told me that. Where he go? You want him to come up?
To say my baby? Yes.
I'm coming up now on Missy.
Oh, boy.
On Missy. On Missy. This is the notorious and incredible Aunt Missy.
Oh, my baby.
This woman raised me.
Oh, my Lord.
This woman took care of me when my mother worked nights.
Yes.
Me and her crazy son Alfonso. This is so unbelievable. What room we used to sleep in again? Can I go and see this? Let me see this. Let me see this, man. This is the room we used to be in here. So, not gonna go in the bedroom.
Hold on.
Yo, Fonzo. I'm in the crib with your moms right now. This is us, bro. Yo, Missy ain't seen me since I was like 9, 10 years old, bro. Yo, this is so crazy. Yo, we talking like 40 years ago, like 38 years ago. This is the last time she's seeing me. I love you, big homie. I'll miss you too, big bro. Love.
Yeah.
Wow, it's
I pray for you when I hear you sick, when you're not doing good. I say, oh, God.
I'm gonna call you soon, all right?
Yes.
That's crazy. I ain't seen that woman in like 38 years, man. It's crazy. This was such an instrumental moment in my life on this block. I just wanted to tell the story about the block. That lady seeing us and it leading up to seeing on Mitzi for the first time in like 38 years. It is crazy to me right now, yo.
That little boy from East Flatbush became
Wow, I was fucking.
By 2012, Busta and his longtime manager, Chris Light, were working on his much-anticipated new album, the sequel to his 1998 multi-platinum smash, Extinction Level Event. But even as they worked, they still found time to celebrate the good life.
This man that I'm standing next to right here, when I first signed my deal in 1989, the point that I'm trying to make is all this beautiful that I'm able to tell y'all about. This man right here, as my manager, as my brother, and as my friend, has been responsible for every red shit that made me a very wealthy motherfucker. His name is Chris, the original Violator, Lighty.
That night in Vegas, celebrating a milestone birthday, things couldn't seem to get any better for Violator. But a few months later, tragedy struck.
Chris Lighty, he was our everything. I know that definitely was life-changing for Busta. I was affected, and I didn't have nearly the relationship with him that Busta did.
My brother passing was crazy. I said I wasn't going to get emotional, but it threw me off. And I know it did the same thing for a lot of people.
When you're a manager, it's way beyond business, right? You're there for the personal moments in their lives, and their relationship was special. Busta was always like, I want to say his son. Really hit him hard because this was his big brother. This was the person that he looked up to. This was the person that he went to, you know, and that person was gone. He had a hard time accepting the circumstances. And I think we saw him Withdraw a little bit.
Before he passed, he sent me an email. He just basically said, I'm proud of you and you have an amazing album. And Pink Floyd didn't make their best album until they made The Wall. And that was their 8th album. He finally caught that train. Congratulations. So I knew I was on some at that point. But now you're gone? Now I'm trying to figure out how the do you fill Chris Lighty's shoes? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not possible. Chris was a genius at a lot of things, but in particular,
Goodness gracious. Thanks to this shit again. Hold on.
and become their best selves. He knew how to create
How many of these bounties did I get finished?
the navigation system
Oh
to
shit,
grow and
everything.
become your best self. And it hasn't been the same since he's been gone.
After several years of feeling creatively adrift, Busta knew that the best way to honor Chris's memory was to finish the project that they had been working on for years. So he got back in the studio and began to put in that work.
I don't come from the era of just walking in the studio and spitting somebody else's lyrics. I don't do that. I've never done that. You gotta just keep working and working and working until you figure it out.
Oh yeah, Extinction Level 2.
To the verse, so I can start saying.
I beat it with it, motherfucker, when I'm back the long sword. Time and after time, I gotta tell them detour. That I ate up all the food and I'm coming to eat yours, and I run with at least 4 bad bitches killing the dad and this. Ain't yo not.
Mosh, what it do? We got Ron in the building.
That was it.
Well, after his lungs stopped collapsing, we got Ron in the building.
My last album came out in 2009, an 11-year time frame, and the same conversation was starting to happen. This feels like right now, it started to feel like there really is no way that we can hold this project any longer.
Oh, extinction level event 2, bitch!
Dude.
I think like most people, Busta has evolved and become more comfortable showing emotion on records as an adult and a father than he did as a young man.
I remember him referencing his father, Chris Lighty, were here to see it.
Bringing it harder, losing Chris Lighty and then losing my father. This Extinction Level Event 2, the Wrath of God album, it just breathed a whole new life into my inspiration of wanting to continue to do it. I love what ended up being the result of 11 years of working.
We did it. 11 hard years.
Because one thing I learned a long time ago, you can't put a timeline on greatness. When you're younger, I think you're more concerned with the way people see you. As you get older and you realize time sometimes is the greatest healer of a lot of.
We reunited for the first time after like 19 years.
Can I get my brothers up here with my 2 brothers at?
And it was just like, you know, he never left after we started talking. You know, we missed each other.
But I said, nigga, you was on some light skin shit. Fuck out of here.
Forever. You know what I'm saying? At some point, somebody gonna get tired of beefing and being angry. When eventually get tired of doing that, that's when the sensible conversations can happen. And that's when the fun happens.
It's just another case of that OPT.
I know, especially at this stage of my life, in my career, and my legacy, I know who I am. I don't say it to myself that I'm an icon, but there's no question I know exactly who I am, and I know what I am.
Busta is arguably one of the greatest performers of all time.
Busta Rhymes.
What you mean? There is no argument. He is one of the best performers of all time. What the fuck are you talking about? Like what?
I think I only seen him live once.
Like shit, I didn't even grow up old enough to be able to see that shit, but I swear if I was, I bullshit you not.
He was
So to continue building this museum.
it was back when crisscrossing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was young. I was like 12.
Oh yeah, it wasn't no way in hell you was getting in the Busta Rhymes concert. Just like, who's this young man? Someone get this young boy up out of here.
Come on, so me and my homies to go see Chris Cars with Chris Cars.
So much more with
Four Righteous Teachers.
I got too much left.
Tribe Called Quest.
Fresh.
Bomb ass concert.
Tribe Called Quest? Yo, I know that. God damn it. I know that was a fire ass concert.
It was all of them.
I got my social anxiety too bad for that shit.
I never seen him live solo.
Oh shit, that was his episode. Now the next episode is about to be oh, thought I was getting fucked up. Next episode is Ja Rule. I know a lot of people get him flack, but we about to hear his story. Hear his side
of the shit. Number one scenes, 220, 30,000 every night with my shirt off. Running around the stage. It was a big platform. It was a big stuff. It was Ja Rule, everything.
I know who the winner is. It's Ja Rule!
About to say, yeah, it was a period of time where he was fucking the charts up. Motherfuckers giving him flack because of that fucking beef with him and 50. Like, you talking about some old men versus when these motherfuckers was young men. Cause that shit started cause they beef was bigger than music. That's why I'm like, y'all celebrating the wrong shit. God damn. I'm like, y'all celebrating the wrong shit. But I'm like, hey, I'll let y'all in social media have that shit.
Instead going viral with the hashtag dumpster fire. Concert goers finding an epic nightmare. And a $500 ticket getting you this sandwich.
A lot of people out here, man. And then now your name's attached to it, and it's like, how did I get here? Uh-oh, another episode.
I do. I used to say singing the fuck out of the song.
He was a total package.
Do I
First thing that's gonna
do?
get you is his voice. Here's this little guy, but his voice is a giant.
That was the shit.
Some people just have that star quality about them. Come in the room, they light it up. That's them.
His songs open up the world to what melodic rap could be.
Ja Rule is the first one to do it big like that. The sing-songy lyrics, you know. The R&B hook. They're creating this new genre that Drake thrives off of.
He made himself successful. He has legendary records, crazy catalog.
People ask me, why didn't have to be...
Like I said, no, that's one thing I can't give him. I don't know about a crazy
I was
catalog.
in here by my damn self. Go some fucking weird. I hate people.
Like, I don't know about crazy catalog. He got a good catalog, but I don't know about crazy catalog. That's one thing.
I hate people.
Dang.
I was in the pleasure garden by my damn self.
Y'all might know me better as Ja Rule. Born in Queens.
Even doing
I was
bounty.
Queens. Thank y'all for Hollis for me, man. This is my home, man. This is where everything started. Yo! What's up? What up, man? It's always good to have someone.
got that claw.
This right
What
here,
to do out
this
here,
is
man?
like the times when I was like 5, 6 years old, when my mother brought me to live with my grandparents. How you doing, Ma? You been telling them some stories?
Crying and everything is terrible. Yeah.
What in the fuck?
Jeff was born in
Oh, there it is. I was about to say, where in the fuck is that damn thing shooting from?
You know, he was a talker. Fighting on the bus as a kindergarten boy. Every day.
I was like the little Tasmanian devil. So you have to be tough out the gate if you're Jehovah's Witness, because kids want to tease you.
Jeff Atkins was an only child, born Jehovah's Witness. His entire family subscribed to the religion, and his grandfather was an elder, heavily involved in the congregation.
I don't want to disrespect the religion. It's a religion, very strict religion. You're not allowed to associate with people outside of the religion.
It was like a clique where you knew everybody.
Sound like a cult to me.
Jeff's father. I think we married too young. I don't think you got your head on straight at 18, 19 to get married.
My father would come home very
see that.
I just didn't want to take it no more. That was enough for me. So I said, you know what, just move on. I'll be fine. I had my mom, my dad. They helped me get through it.
So that was my relationship with my mom. I didn't care for her much. Really, my whole life. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents.
Every time you do something about yourself,
the situation wasn't as stable.
Nah, not just yet.
I worked in the hospital, so at one point I worked 12 midnight to 8 in the morning. And I was
still trying to finish this
when I got off from work, see him off for school.
My grandparents had the house, the land.
Finish this damn strike. This should be my last one. And then I'm going to go to Orbit.
Parent wants for their child.
He had his own room, whatever. And my brother's only 5 years older than my son. So they were like brothers growing up.
And my aunt was like my big sister. So my mom would come get me on the weekends. That was our time to spend. That became the ebb and flow.
I'm motherfucker lucky.
Up until I was about 12 years old.
They don't let us one fast.
A crazy thing happened.
I didn't stay in a religion. I like to go out, hang out with my girlfriends, and I wasn't with Jeff's father anymore. And the religion frowned down on all of that.
They came down on it like, you can't do this. You can't be going out having drinks and hanging out with your coworkers and going to parties and clubs. But this was so bad to them. They kind of like banish you, and nobody's allowed to speak to you. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Nobody in the congregation, your sister, law of the religion.
They didn't even speak to me. So it was a little rough.
So what does this mean for me in my situation with my mom? How does that translate?
Shit, I'm over here like, why it ain't enough? I'm over here trying to finish this catalyst.
The 2 days that I get to rock with my mom, you cut that off, and I.
My mom wanted to try to keep reins on him and hold on to him. Jeff said to me one day, he said, I want to live with my mother. I don't care if it's one room. I want to be with my mom. So that's when I said, let me take my son with me. That was it.
My mom was everything. I'd rather go and live with my mom and struggle.
I was feeling like, let me step up to the plate and take care of my son on my own.
Yeah, she sounded like a Linnell.
Living conditions was very different. My bedroom was half the kitchen. But I loved it all. I was doing things I never got to do. 12, 13, 14, those years. You grow a lot those years.
The first time I met Jeff was in junior high school.
Yeah, my name's Jeff.
Mature for our age, because you kind of tend to grow up when you have a single parent and you're like latchkey kids.
We was always around each other. Her family situation was crazy too.
Oh, he was very outgoing, funny. We all love hip hop and R&B music. A lot of the boys were trying to rap.
As Joe's witnesses, you're not allowed to listen to that kind of music.
As long as we don't wipe, we cool. Come on now.
With my mom, naturally, hip hop became a big part of my life.
We started buying books where he was writing his songs and neighbors complaining, music too loud. But this is how we started getting interested.
In Jeff's teen years, he got more and more interested in music, but his mom was struggling with the bills, and they weren't making it. It was eviction notice after eviction notice.
She couldn't really lean on the family for any financial help.
Oh, finally got
like
the wafers done.
At that moment, I knew.
To Orbit, I go. What? Hold on, grab this shit. To Orbit, I go.
What I seen first as a success was drug dealers. They had cars, they had money, they had women.
Good. So now I can finally finish this shit.
So at that time, we were about 16. It was just
Alright,
normal
give me
for
a
your
second. I'll be right
boyfriend
back.
to be on the corner selling drugs. He was even going out of state selling drugs at that time.
But the music was always there. When I was making trips out of town, I used it as a for exercise. So he cycled around from New York all the way up to Schenectady.
He was getting in trouble, Truman's in trouble a lot, because, he wasn't going to school. He said, well, Mom, the school's just not for me anymore, all that.
I dropped out of 11th grade. I was like, yeah, I can make about a GME when I went to school. As I started processing some drugs and making decent money. Yeah, right. But here's the important thing and the craziest thing about environment, right? What I seen first as a success was drug dealing.
being from Hollis, Queens, I also seen Run DMC.
Why you saying like that?
I started to recall for my life. For me, it was, this could be another way out. Besides me just, I could be a pop artist and make money like Run DMC.
I was one of those kids from Hollis, Queens that was like in awe of what they was doing and gave me belief that I could do it.
I used to hustle on tour in Hollis with Black and my older partner. Black used to go and used to go to the studio with Gotti. Everybody DJ Earth, known DJ in the hood, for mixtapes and doing park jam. He was starting to make things happen. And I'm like, yo, they'll take me to the studio. That was like the start of everything. I just wanted to rhyme. Couldn't wait to get up on that and get my chance to spit. Jam Master J, Jason Mizell. This man right here changed the look of hip-hop. The hat, the leather jacket, they put the swag, they put the b-boy, Run DMC, I love y'all, man. Love you, man. I always going to think of Run DMC first when we think of Hollis. I just hope you think of me next.
So Chris Black, he introduces me to Ja and O1, and they rap for me. Ja immediately, I was like blown away.
That's why I just kept spitting. You like that one? We're going to love this. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter. You will get another one. And that's just really my approach to, giving what I got.
First time he opened his mouth rapping, his voice, just his delivery, his animation, I was like, oh, I could run with him.
Fathers. I didn't like that.
How about that? Fathers. I would definitely say that.
We call ourselves the Cash Money Company. And we started making records. We'll run from there.
I got this deal with Run DMC. So immediately I got them signed.
We signed like a single deal. Then we signed the record deal. Like, yeah, it's showtime, baby.
Ja was only 18 years old when TDT signed Cash Money Club, but he was about to receive even bigger news than his first deal.
I found out I got pregnant the same day that I signed. With him being Cash Money Club, and I have my own job, we thought we were going to be okay and be able to provide for a child.
And we recorded Flash, which was their first group record, and they get the fortune. So we shot both of those videos. It was like real primitive.
You can see in the video his raspy voice and his presence. He always just had a presence about him.
I was focusing on Ja. He doesn't need that record, he didn't fall like no stretch, but his voice is a giant.
All confident builders.
That's the
we were silly because we thought that everything was going to take off. It did for a little while.
I got caught up in some.
So it's like one group. There's no more Cash Money Click without Chris.
That's pretty scary. Having a child who had no skill set. Think about that. No skill set. What I know how to do. Other than, sell some drugs. He's an idiot. That's what he's like, okay, for it.
Why not?
I ain't got nothing.
TDT lost interest in Cash Money Click once Chris Black went to jail. The group was on hold, and Ja felt like his music career was over. But his outlook changed on September 22nd, 1995.
I was 18 when I gave birth to my daughter, Brittany. I had her at Wadia Hospital in Queens.
Child's eyes for the first time. I felt as though I had to do something different. I got a foot in the door of this music. I got to give it 110%.
To another side.
Everything. Any nights, like, oh, no, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm the boss instead of going to the studio. No more that. We was working.
It wasn't like you sitting at home doing nothing. You was working. You just didn't have no deal.
I want to soak it up. I want to learn it.
Alright, you still there, Ron?
I wanted it more.
Okay.
I believed it.
I know Irv believed in him too and loved him as a
Wait, what you say?
I guess they probably were trying to figure out what to do. As John Irv continued to work on his skills, Irv came up with a plan.
I was about to say, what's wrong? But I know what's going on.
I came up with this idea. It was a video show.
Alright, what of your weeklies have you got done?
Pick your favorite video and punch in the 3-digit box selection.
Huh?
The box, all music videos, all
shit.
the time, 24/7.
That man, you gotta go.
It was my
Order our video right after the hottest video. This little grainy, black and white video. Looking forward to it.
So what?
They think I'm on the phone and I'm running it up.
I can go to the new mission. That's all I got done.
Oh shit, let's take us to the tower so I can get you some bounties. Oh, from everybody?
So I'm sitting in the
Alright, well,
office and I'm watching the bombs.
let's run your, well, switch to solar so we can get your weekly strikes done.
Kid rapping with the biggest voice I've heard since Chuck D.
Yeah.
His voice was so big, we all thought it was where we were going next as a company.
That was it. We all said, find me the cash money click. Who is this Irv Gotti?
He was like, who's this guy with this big voice? Right?
So we set up the meeting. I'm excited. This sounds like a kid in a candy store, man. I'm like, this is big time, baby. This is Def Jam. This is the top. Go to the 160 Barrett. It was the popular balloon. It was like the best thing happening, and then it went to like heartbreak in like a matter of seconds. 160 Barrett, you know, Gotti's doing it. He's the hottest radio in Georgia. And then New York, great. I only went to sign the little guy. I love you, and I love you. Yeah, you were the little guy. So you still want for me.
You know, Irv started with trying to get the cash money plate over to us, but we heard y'all. We were listening, but we heard y'all.
And I'm just looking at him, man. I'm like, yo, we're a group. This is not gonna work, you know what I mean?
He was still stuck on Cash Money Click and his loyalty to his friends and his group. And he asked me,
That shit again?
what do you think?
Nah.
I was like, you better sign that deal.
You should take the deal.
That ain't the issue with me. You know how I get down.
None of that. Take the deal.
You have a child, you know, and a family to take care of. That has to start coming first, you know.
So I go back and I said, oh, I said, listen, we got to do this another way. And he was like, you can't pass this up. How do you say no to Def Jam? I decided to take the deal, absolutely.
Def Jam ended up buying the TDT contract, and they signed Ja Rule as a solo artist. Irv also joined Def Jam and was given his own label, Murder Inc. Irv and Ja immediately got to work on Ja's first single.
Yeah, I ain't picking that. This shit gonna
I wanted to make a record like Big, bitches, get money. So I said I'm gonna craft the beat. Rule thought it. Can I get up? One of my bitches, you don't have love. Can I get up?
And then Jay heard it and he was like, yo, dope.
He said, yo, let me get that joint. And I was like, yo, it's Rule's record. I gotta ask Rule. He said, yo, we'll leave Rule on it. We'll put a bitch on it. But let me get it.
Why not? This is a great thing, you know what I'm saying? You do it on your album. a lot more exposure. Everybody wins. First time you seen Ja Rule, Jay-Z, Ja Rule. This the star. Who is this kid?
So 1998, Jay-Z is the #1 hip-hop artist in the game. So it's a huge cosign.
Can I Get Her stayed in the top 10 for like the whole year. The record literally would not go away. Can I Get Her broke Ja as an artist, and the song was a hit for the label. So they invited Ja out on a Hard Knock Life tour.
The Hard Knock Life tour was everyone that you wanted to see. I remember as like one of the biggest tours
Hey,
in
you ain't even
hip-hop
coming to go put the other ball in.
With Jay-Z, DMX, Redman. It was in the midst of everybody getting bigger.
People that play the game for the show.
On their way.
This was solo. Don't be
perfect storm. The right time, right moment. One of the early
Right, like go to fucking Crucible or some shit.
Popping out every night to do that Can I Get a verse and seeing how it got a huge reaction every single night.
People that just run through these damn things.
These dudes were my idols, man. I'm in awe of them. Just happy to be there, man. Honestly, you know, and I'm a sponge, so I was soaking it all up. It molded me as a performer.
While on tour, Ja and Irv crafted his debut album, Veni Vidi Vici, and dropped his first single, Holla Holla. Holla Holla, that's ready to get dollars.
Did you just start singing that fucking ridiculous ass song?
What are you watching? I'm gonna have to play that watching it.
It's called The Origins of Hip Hop. I don't know the network is on.
Who is this kid that's trying to sound like you?
I honestly have no idea what. Oh, god damn it! I fell off the map. No, I'm using my hell yeah. Don't res me yet. I gotta go grab my food.
Already on the damn platform.
Everybody wants to be on that thing on to make your mark, man. It was actually the streets of the headline. And then, you know, Jay, personified, fly, class. I'm somewhere in between that. I'm Queens. I have to figure out my thinking, my own zone. That's when I became Ja. That's when I became Ja Rule, the artist.
Is he even relevant anymore?
We did so much to steer ourselves away from X or J or age comparisons and created our own lane, you know what I'm saying?
The second album, we got a house album. Most ghetto fabulous. The real one still beautiful. Yeah. Welcome. I wanted to make music that reflected what I was seeing and doing and becoming. And that's where you get the sound of what Big Tree said.
MTV Cribs, the first MTV. That shit is so ugly.
I had to learn how to
Yeah, check out my big house that I'm gonna go back for a few months in.
It touches you. It really does touch you that way. It's like, feel
We love this album. So I go play it for Kevin and Leo. Herb was so proud of what they did in the video.
Everybody had problems with it.
They say it's the softest album they ever heard. Scrap the album. So I'm like, yo, I said, me and Ja love these records. You don't like one? Make a whole new album.
I just know they didn't like it as a whole. They didn't like it.
You got some people like, what the hell is it? You got some people like, he's singing. A lot of people say, well, how can he be talking about Murder Inc. and this and being love?
I'm not making straight enough records. So what are you telling me? You don't have love in the hood? You know, in the hood? Or you bust out guns and said, that's the only topics we can cover. What's wrong with what I'm doing? You turned to me and you said, Joe, what do you want to do? I said, I love this. I was like, this is crazy. Oh, damn, that's right. I love you, man. 100%. Belief. I go back to this. I ain't changing nothing. So what's the rollout? I'll give you 2,000 pieces of vinyl. Now get out. Which is basically him saying,
God damn it. Right when I was about to turn, move my damn controller so I wouldn't get kicked, I get kicked. I should be able to jump back in though. Hold on. Damn, nope.
You don't think those questions were talked about? Of course.
Alright, so now I gotta wait.
Alright, you feel that way? Okay, you go. you do it, and we will see who's right. I called the program director.
Might as well go do something real quick.
The big station in LA. I played in between me and you.
Oh my goodness, not that one.
So by the time Def Jam went up, I had like 5,000 spins a week.
I think about hearing Between Me and You just endlessly on the radio.
I only need 2
Smash. Smash. And then look, followed up with another record that they hated that was even softer than Between Me and You.
Oh man, that song brings back too many fucking memories. Uh-oh, fuck. What would I be without you?
You can't do it.
I did that on purpose when I said that shit. Oh man.
We're all about the streets. Josh straight up singing. And
oh my goodness, that shit. Goddamn, I spilled my tea.
paid off big.
That shit was so fucking funny.
Understand that they're different records, but they are real records. They're real feelings that people have. No one out in the country.
I think we just gotta
Void, finishes, solar,
it wasn't about whether we were
points.
wrong or right.
Okay.
Def Jam changed because true artists take us on a journey. They take us on a journey of where they are in life. One thing about Ja,
Alright, I need that. Hold on. I spilled my tea. I'm sick of her ass only coming out once you hear you. Oh god damn, that's a spill.
Murder Inc. was dominating radio, and Urban Ja were on a mission to find a way to top the massive success of Rule 336 as they started cooking up this third album. At that point, it was just staying on top. That's when the Jada record happened.
God damn it.
Django is the biggest pop superstar in the world.
Oh, that one.
And I can't go without you.
I was pissed that they sampled that damn song and made that shit. But that was a good track though. Even though motherfuckers kept clowning that time about so we don't know if she's saying are you Ellie or are you ready?
To make things even bigger, now Ja Rule and J-Lo have their own mini moment of I'm Real and Ain't It Funny, which were, I mean, gargantuan.
Goodness gracious.
Pain is Love garnered even more.
Alright, you still there, Ron?
336. Debuting number 1 on the Billboard charts, certified triple plat. Murder Inc. had crossed over to mainstream success, and they introduced the newest member of their label,
Ashanti.
Oh yeah, Ashanti was definitely a breakout success. Alright, but let's go get your other two. Well, we gotta do all three now. My bad.
That crew did everything that you were thinking about doing.
But let's get these strikes done for you.
Unreal was number one for like 18 weeks. Ain't It Funny was number one for like 11 weeks. Always on Time, 6 weeks. He's on top of the world. It was historical. That year, Ja Rule was nominated for 4 Grammys and also won Best Hip Hop Artist at the BET Awards and the NAACP Image Awards. But a new rapper emerged and started to take murder, I don't believe you. Murder, your life's on the line.
And boom, there go the 50 Cent beef.
It was the perfect time to come after us. Think of what we just talked about with the radio. You couldn't move without hearing us on the radio.
Ja was winning. So that breeds that jealousy. You're always gunning for the top spot in hip hop.
You know, he came out with a clever
I was like, nah.
Done it.
50 knew some shit about you, nigga, that you ain't one of them motherfuckers to know.
With Ja.
50 is a really classic.
That's one thing I can say about 50. As petty as he is, this nigga always know them facts. Like, for real, that's the only reason he be petty. Like, he ain't the type of motherfucker that put out bullshit to be petty. This nigga put out actual facts to be petty.
At this particular point, if I let him off of money, he'll do something it's okay to like them. I got the time to ruin what is left of their careers.
When I look at everything that unfolded in our careers and our life, I have to look at it and say, he admired what I did as an artist. He made records that look, sound, felt like my...
It's sort of funny that he was able to just kind of point at Ja Rule and be like, you suck. And
Wait a second. Say 50 Cent a GTA character.
What I had. He wanted to be what I was. He wanted that.
The media for sure was fanning the
It was longer than that, but I definitely know what you mean.
And then you have this raid by the feds.
First call I get is from Deb, my ex-wife. She said, yo, there's like 30 federal officers surrounding the house. Phone rings again. It's my brother. It's like 30 of them going through. Last call was Ron Sweeney. Worldwide Plaza Building has called me. The feds is raiding our offices.
I was on the road. They took everything. They took my plans for my pool. They took my pool plans. They took everything. All the computers, everything. They took everything.
We saw every piece of paper we ever wrote on. We saw every amount of money we ever spent. We saw all these things.
I'm like, why would we be raided by the feds?
What are they doing this for? What's happening? What's going on?
The charges are sweeping and include racketeering, drug trafficking, money laundering, and murder.
That's just, Gotti and Chris and, charges like money laundering, racketeering, like mob.
They was in the courtroom saying me and Kenneth Supreme Grip is crime partners. Supreme is my boy, but what the he ain't give me no drug money. I'm a multi-millionaire. I don't need his drug money.
I knew things were gonna be different. From that moment on, I knew things were gonna be different.
Just imagine I got the government on my back. The government is making the Universal Music Group flip on me because they're threatening to make them co-defendants of mine in this money laundering case.
This was probably one of the lowest points in our life. I wasn't indicted, but I felt like I was. People started to want to get away from them, so, you could feel it, and it hurt.
People that, we with for a long time was like, we love y'all when we can, we don't want that.
Oh, fine, no.
With that right now.
I don't remember me signing a document saying Murder Inc. and Def Jam are no longer partners. We might not be doing music together, we might not be doing what we did together, but sometimes you gotta make decisions that are best for everybody.
So it's a total cut off with a guy who probably generated the Universal Music with billions of dollars, and now it's over.
We were going through something that I wouldn't put on my worst enemy.
Perfect.
Nothing. Once that came down, we had nothing. No money, no labor, no resources.
They invaded my offices, I believe, January 3rd, 2003. But if you look at it, 50s in the club came like a couple weeks after.
Timing is everything. It was perfect timing. At that moment, I'm being attacked by 50, Eminem, Dr. Dre, D12, Busta Rhymes, my own DMX, everybody.
If you're Ja Rule and you just came up and you have all this success, and we just talked about Def Jam and Jay-Z and DMX, all of these heavyweights, why aren't you publicly supporting me? That's the feeling, right? It's very emotional.
How 7 get to jump one in hip hop and it be considered cool on that end? After that, my energy changed.
Say what?
My energy was different. I wanted to say things, get in the studio.
Oh, right.
Right? Like, you can't talk to me like that. Clap back, we gon' clap back, we gon' clap back, we gon'
I just know it was coming across as that Ja was angry. Ja was still making great records, but people weren't focused on that.
I just felt like the world was rejecting my positive. So I just stopped making music.
After a 3-year investigation, Irv and his brother Chris Gotti were finally found not guilty. But too much damage had been done to the label, and Ja started to get in trouble with the law. All of us had guns. That's why I thank God that we still here. We was like ready for war.
It was a tough moment, tough period for me.
Well, that was scary for me. I was praying for my son just to keep getting older.
I was getting in a lot of trouble, doing a lot of stupid airport with a gun in the car. It was just a very dark time for me. At that point, I didn't even know who that is anymore. I didn't know what it was anymore. So you take 2 years of my life from me.
Ja Rule was sentenced to 2 years in prison on multiple charges. First, possession of a gun, and second, failure to file, a form of tax evasion. He had paid his tax, just hadn't paid enough. It was just a shock. I mean,
They get you for not paying enough? Damn. I said we want it all, nigga. Fuck that. Damn, they did him greasy.
They want their money, man.
They said he paid his taxes, just not enough. Damn. That's fucked up. Oh, man, somebody lied.
And then seeing how they're growing, they need their dad.
Shit, that's about to live rent free in my head for the rest of this week. Paid his taxes, just not enough.
It's not real.
Oh, man.
When I think about all of these things, I'm blessed to have 3 some kids. These are the things that I'm most proud of. Being able to express love to them as a father, as a man. I think that's important. For me, it was. For me, it was very important.
Sometimes you have to take a step back to move forward, and that's what happened with him. And it made him appreciate his whole life.
I just feel like he's just wanting to get acclimated back to routine with our family.
My first 2 years.
There's plenty of them that they try to get for tax evasion. You'll have to be more specific.
I'm not wanting to put music as my sole thing. I want to do.
Now, if you're talking about actors, I think you're talking about Wesley Snipes.
I'm trying to get somebody to come on board.
Hell yeah, they got Wesley Snipes and not paying taxes.
They had offices.
Like who?
Chris Tucker?
Tucker? Damn.
You ain't know Chris Tucker got caught for not paying taxes?
Hell nah, ain't no Smokey got caught for not paying taxes.
That's why you think he was gone for so long.
Makes sense. That makes perfect fucking sense.
Yeah, it's a got cops not paying taxes.
Rapper Ja Rule arrested.
So that's why famous black people need to do their own shit. Stop hiring these fucking accountants that don't give a fuck.
But delivered a disaster.
And it started to scam investors, yo.
Like one of the YouTubers I watch is getting hit for not paying taxes.
I'm like, no, I'm not.
They was trying to, but I don't think so.
He's just facing this now, and he's getting all of this thrown
Yo,
out.
shit, don't trust these motherfuckers that say yo, do that shit.
This case took 3 years to do, or something like that.
Ja was cleared of all charges in the festival disaster.
I'm
He
weak.
was also accused by Billy on his first parade to tech, but that didn't deter him from creating an act of his artist. He launched Icon in 2020. He started to make his way back.
Nobody give a fuck. Oh, they shredded him for that.
Between Ja Rule and Fat Joe was a reminder to people of just how huge those hits are.
Rappers have done shows with Rule and have hit me, and they'll be like, yo, I thought it was 2001. They sung every word.
Man, this motherfucker.
Trust me. Not yet, ladies. We're gonna do it right now. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Come on, ladies.
It was. Their crowd was dead as fuck.
The audience and the bass and the being the drawing record that some people dance to, love to, go far. Like, it's just a different thing.
I just hope they don't show that one. I just hope they don't show that clip where that motherfucker's like, "Are you ready?" And ain't nobody say shit, and then it's like, "I guess not." Like, bro, after that, you might as well just leave the stage. Like, no, don't even perform no more. Like, why are you trying to perform? Like, clearly they do not care.
On that very relevant platform right now.
Like, that was the epitome. That's the epitome of I do not care.
To really understand that the public is not against
Yeah. You ever remember that shit?
Great songs. When 50 couldn't change that. Big shout out to Timbaland and Swiss, man, for allowing me to showcase my talent and get into the world.
We have a multitude traveling around the world and people in the arenas and the stadium singing these songs.
Man.
So many. When you talk about the biggest for job.
That's it. We'll get him next year. Shut up.
But the man that he became is probably the highest moment.
He's a phenomenal person. He really is. To know him is to love him.
I thank hip hop every day. You know, I love hip hop. Hip hop allowed me to put 3 beautiful kids.
Now, so you love hip hop, but hip hop do not love you.
That's what we're supposed to gather.
What is the truth?
We should be saying the same about NBA. How is
It really is. He couldn't put nothing out today.
How is he equivalent to
And now hit.
That's what everyone's saying.
Who? NBA Youngboy is equivalent to Eminem is the word on the street? How?
That's what I want to know. How?
Like, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So we about to listen to Eve next. But that makes no fucking sense. But I'm not even about to give that shit. Yeah, I ain't about to give that shit no energy.
Jimmy Iovine called me.
Nah, it's not too many today's rappers that I fuck with. I try not to be stuck in the mind space of
But mostly all the female rappers and that do the dude.
same. I about to say same. That's how I am. But it'd be like, at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be one of those guys that be like, man, if it ain't the old school, I don't want to. Nah, it ain't like that. It's just motherfuckers don't make good shit. If a motherfucker don't make good shit, I'm not gonna listen to it. I like to listen to good music.
I can listen to it. I just won't.
Did you just say Pooh Shiesty? Pooh Shiesty does not make good shit. At least not to me.
Like, most of the new shit, I listen to it just for the beat. I don't really care.
Same. If it ain't the beat, I can definitely care less. I agree.
Yo, the girl can write songs, man.
I always have been that type of MC, especially as a
I'm not down with this man.
for my skills over my body or
Oh, yeah, is your weekly's done?
She's a rapper.
I mean,
she's a fashion
It's 3. It's 3 with solar energy. Did you do 3 strikes with solar energy?
So, this is like essence to be clear.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I guess it's number 2 because the first one.
You said Lil Kim. Lil Kim look like a fucking alien. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what the fuck? Did you watch the BT?
I seen pictures that let me know I did not need to see anything else.
I said, what the hell did that just come from?
Yeah, I'm like, what in the fuck are they allowing her?
I didn't watch it live on TV, but I watched like the shit they posted on YouTube, just the performances.
I go away.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell is that?
Or a month or two.
Right, I would have been like, yeah, nah. Who was allowing her to keep getting?
Lil Kim was sexy as hell when she first came out.
Right, she was bad as fuck. She turned into a goddamn alien. Like, why should I keep letting her get body modifications?
Yeah, like, who told her she needed to change anything?
Like, I never want to be from any other city ever.
Industry?
Like, ever.
Because you got to think about it. Back then, they wanted a certain image of females, and she didn't have that it image. And that sent her on the, sent her down the path. But shit, why did it do that to her? Why didn't Lauryn Hill do the same shit? Why didn't India Arie? Why didn't Erykah Badu? Why didn't any of the females that was out during that time follow that same shit? Foxy fucking Brown, one of the most chocolate motherfuckers on the goddamn MC, and she still ain't changed shit about herself besides being late. Okay.
Music was just this
Foxy Brown with fire.
Growing up in Mill Creek Projects,
I gotta take this video.
And that experience is not going to be Vanessa from the Cosby Show. That's a neighborhood you're going to sleep to gunshots every night. You got to worry about predators in that neighborhood as well. You got to worry about a lot. So it's almost impossible to come out not scarred.
When I was young, I saw a lot of different things. My aunt, may she rest, is someone who taught me a lot about street culture. She used to sell drugs, and I used to see that. That's what a lot of people did in the hood. So it wasn't something that was weird or bad. It was probably not the most ideal environment for a child, but it made me who I am today. So yeah, I wouldn't change it. What I miss from Philly, food-wise, definitely cheesesteaks and hoagies. I don't even know if they exist in London, to be honest. I definitely miss Philly. I definitely miss my family. You know, not having my immediate family here is hard sometimes. You know, it's
that's what I get from all the paying attention.
Go to my mom's house and hang out. My mom and my biological dad were never married. It was just me and her for so long. My mom was my rock. She always has been. It always has been very supportive of me being creative. I was one of those kids that, first of all, I just liked attention.
I remember when they was having celebrities read tweets, and the motherfuckers like, "Do Eve still got some paw prints on her titties?" And then she was like, "Yep." I thought that shit was funny.
Makeup over the same shit. You don't want to just paw prints all over the band?
Yeah, I thought that shit was funny as hell.
The women was Salt and Pepper. It was Queen Latifah, and it.
Yeah, like Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, all them motherfuckers was out. Wait, nah, Eve won that when they was out. My bad. But no, even still.
I love my nails. I love clothes, but I was such a top.
Still MCs that ain't go for none of that shit. Shit, TLC.
I gotta watch that show she did on
ABC.
Queens?
Is that what it's called?
I mean, the last thing that Eve was in is called Queens, and that show, for what they tried to do, it was okay, but that show was mad mid. That show was mid. They could have did something a lot better. Like, cause don't get me wrong, it's okay to have some predictability in some shit, but when I can literally predict scene by scene, damn near line by line, yeah, nah, I can't. I felt like I was in the writer's room. That's how much I was able to predict that show.
Her mother got married, and her new stepfather moved the family out of the projects to the Philadelphia neighborhood of Germantown.
when they got married, it was very weird. I'd gone from just me and my mom to living in a house now with me, my mom, and a stepdad. And I'd never had a dad. So it was weird. We used to butt heads a lot. We butt heads a lot. Mostly over clothes. He used to hide
I believe so.
when I used to go to school. Because I used to wear really short shorts and skirts. So he would try to hide my clothes. I think I've always had a problem with male authority.
Oh, can't get
So,
no.
which is why we probably butted heads.
Girl posse split up when their girlfriends went off to different high schools.
Yep.
Eve attended Martin Luther King High School, where her academics took a back seat to rap.
I don't think I ever applied myself because academically I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I had decided at like 15 that I wanted music to be my life. That was it. I knew I wanted to be in music. I started battling and doing ciphers in the hallways.
So a cipher is when 3 or more rappers get together and everyone is spitting.
I remember when they tried to put Eve on blast. Eve got a sex tape.
Everyone is trying to.
Oh, I seen it.
Like, yeah, I was like, so good.
Like, so?
What the fuck?
Right. I'm about to say.
They was trying to put it out there like she was a rat, like fucking with the shit.
Oh, wait. They're talking about the Stevie J one?
And that was pretty much what
I
I
said
did all
Eve.
day.
No, that's what I'm saying. Her with Stevie J. That's the sex tape.
I'd have like 3 lunches because I had.
Unless you're talking about a different one.
I definitely.
I don't know. He could be
girl that was
good.
like, oh, you know Eve with the blonde hair.
Oh,
that
then
raps?
we probably talking about the same one.
Eve, the girl with the blonde hair that raps. It started getting.
But yeah, it was a sex tape with Stevie J.
This dude. He was a big battle rapper. That was it. So I think the music, I was like, if I ever really make it, I want to be respected as a lyricist. With
Oh, Stevie J?
Queen Latifah, MC Light, they all were.
Sounds
but I still
about
want
right.
to celebrate being a woman, which they all did.
Shit, who daughter is crazy is fucking Floyd's.
How the fuck your whole family don't know how the hell to make your memory?
Nah, Floyd Mayweather, his daughter, out here wilding.
No, I'm talking about Stevie J's daughter.
I know. I was talking in the background.
Trying to get out because I knew I needed to do
What's he
stuff.
doing?
And the things that
I
I
didn't
wanted
even
to
know
do
he
weren't
had
going to
a
happen there.
Floyd? I'm about to say, Floyd daughter got a baby with NBA Youngboy. How the fuck did y'all not know this?
Trying to figure out
I
how
don't
get
call
my
them same. I don't talk about. I
I
don't talk to people.
and go to people's offices and sit
I
in
don't really pay attention to celebrity stuff.
I don't either. It was just some. It was just a tabloid that was out for a while.
meetings with them, like this crazy chick. After a while, people would just be like, yo, that's that girl. That's that girl. She's back.
Button until everybody's scared, brother.
I got discouraged because you can't keep that up. You can't keep it up. And trying to go to New York and having the money to get on the train or the bus or whatever.
Back at home, Eve was still butting heads with her stepfather.
That is disappointing.
Eve felt it was time to move on.
Around the time, when my little brother was born, I think I took it upon myself to kind of be like, I need to start just having some space to myself. The quicker I can get some money is the quicker I can get out the house. I stripped for like 2 months. It kind of happened pretty much just after high school, not being signed, trying to find money. It was an easy way to do it. It started feeling like I was going to become almost like a statistic. Oh, am I going to be one of them girls that just had a dream that kind of just fizzles out? And I did start thinking like that.
I thought she was gonna do that.
Oh, the emotional wipe the tear shit.
I rapped in the strip club, and I would say to guys like, if you don't like my rap, I'll give you a lap dance for free. And then I would rap for them, and they would actually tip me because my rap was so good. I was a hustler, like, it is what it is.
Male rappers would sometimes stop by the club in New York City where Eve worked, and during her short stint as a dancer, she had a lucky encounter with the newly signed rapper.
Oh, hell no, not Mace.
I didn't even know who he was, to be honest. A friend of mine was like, yo, that's that kid, that's that dude that just got signed to Bad Boy. And she was like, you should go talk to him. And that's when I met Mace. He literally, that night I met him, was like, you don't belong here. And it was weird because it was just like, you don't know me. I've never met you. How do you know this? And he was like, well, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, I want to rap. And he was like, why are you here? You're not supposed to be here. And from that night, I never went back.
I think the music industry has a way of rewarding male hip-hop artists when they talk about what they did in their come-up days. You know, I sold drugs, I did this, I did that. All these things that it's just like, oh wow, you know, you did this to get here. And when it comes to women in hip-hop, particularly when they dance, it's one of those things where it's like you're supposed to be ashamed of doing legal things as opposed to illegal things.
I think that her past in being a stripper is important to her story.
She just said she wasn't a stripper. She was rapping. She went to the strip club, but she wasn't stripping. Ain't that some shit? Like, you get a job at the strip club, but you don't strip. That's fire. Motherfucker be like, yeah, the bartenders, the bottle girls. Like, bitch, that's not what I'm talking about. You are hired as a stripper, but you do not strip.
After receiving encouragement from mates, Eve put dancing behind her for good and focused on rapping. She got a big break through her fellow Philadelphian, Scott.
Oh, now, was that your last one?
I was a member of the Roots. I started like really young. We were playing on the streets of Philadelphia on South Street.
Ron, was that your last one?
She used to kind of hang out at these epic parties that the Roots would throw, and she would be battling there.
I met Eve in Philly.
Why didn't you give me that last week?
She was a friend, a sister to me. I was working with Jill Scott
always
for her project, and we created together. The whole song was done, and Questlove was like, I need this for Roots. Like, we have to have this. And I put Eve on it.
It was like, y'all want record? What?
Running night.
Recorded rap for the single You Got for the Roots upcoming album.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire.
Like, it was the best thing ever. It was
I'm still your girl. Oh,
in the studio, and it was amazing.
that song. If you're worried about when I've been a whore outside, when I went to where my homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. Damn, I want to hear that song now. Damn, I want to hear that fucking song now. Damn. If you're worried about when, it's just the chorus that I want to hear. Like, it ain't even the whole song. Got one more goddamn time to fall.
Cool. Coming up, pick you up.
And so they picked me up and we go to the manager's house.
We pull up in the living room.
Can you hear me, Ron?
Go grab a boombox and
Okay.
a CD.
But yeah, this controller got one more damn time to fall.
You're gonna have to let it go.
And I start rapping. And the dude is like, yo, what the hell was happening? Why are you rapping?
What the fuck? Why ain't my shit charging?
Yeah. So he was really confused as to why the weed girl was rapping. But once we got past that, he actually was like, let me hear you again. And I started rapping again. And
God damn it.
Dr. Dre right there, like on the spot, like, yo, we found our girl.
The next day, Eve received a call from Dr. Dre himself with the offer to sign on to Aftermath.
Okay, well.
It's just kind of in shock.
I ain't about to keep worrying about that shit.
Also, Philly girls are known to be really feisty, so I'm pretty sure I was like, you lying. Dre's not on the phone.
Oh, nah, she can't do shit else no more. They already settled out in court.
Like, you're really going to LA.
But hell yeah, that case, unless you're talking about the old case, yeah, I'm about to say she can't do shit new.
It was such a flirt. I went from
Dr. Dre wife was trying to get all that damn money up out on him.
with a bank account.
Of course.
Like, that motherfucker was saying like 30,000 for emails or some shit. Like, who the fuck pay for emails? Like, what the fuck? Like 30,000 for email? Like, what? What type of fucking email you got? Nah, even still, that's down there one of the most freest of free when it comes to services is an email.
I used to actually show up to Dre's sessions sometimes because I started feeling impatient that I had gotten signed and I wasn't recording. And so I would show up to these sessions like, yo, when am I going to record? And he'd just be like, you're not ready, you're not ready.
It wasn't an easy time. Just think of the mental aspect of it when it's not quite working out. Not actually getting with Dre.
There was so much going on. Dre was just his whole
Yeah, what the fuck you
world
smacking
flooding
with?
business and he had so much Eminem, this, that, the other, the Chronic, that there was not enough hours in the day for me. Weeks went by, 10 months, and Eve still did not record with Dr. Dre. After pleading with Dre for 8 months, Eve received devastating news.
Yeah, Dre did, Aftermath need to stop.
It wasn't Dre.
They had everybody. Busta Rhymes ain't do shit with him. Eve ain't do shit with her.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why Aftermath was a flop because it was supposed to be Dre just doing his own thing. Dre wanted his own label to put out his own shit because he was done with Death Row. That's all Aftermath was supposed to be. But once he once he found out that he couldn't do it by himself, like he can't have a label by him damn himself, he gotta have people. He started to collect the hottest acts or whatnot, but he didn't and did nothing for him. Just same like Diddy. Like Diddy only had
Cash Money had Busta Rhymes, baby, not with him either.
Cash Money had a couple motherfuckers that they ain't do shit with. They were just signed for appearances. Like we had such and such on our label. Like in your point.
I was really sad for a long.
Like you had Busta Rhymes on your label. That's cool. Did he ever drop an album with y'all? Hell no, cause he don't fuck with y'all like that.
Singles and features. That's
I hated him when he dropped, but in hindsight, what I get.
And shit, he barely even put out those when he was with Cash Money.
I wasn't. I didn't know how to write proper songs.
The one thing
I think he had maybe one or two. I know Twerker was on there. And a lot of damn features. I know he had a lot of damn features.
While depressed,
Oh yeah, yeah, hella features, but that's how he started. Killing that feature game. Shit, he the one that, truth be told, the one who put Wayne on to that shit.
The video was coming up, and I knew about the video. Somehow, I got the wrong address to the video. I don't know if they messed up or I messed up, whatever. So I never made it in the video at all.
In addition to not on the track, which went on to win a Grammy for Best Performance for Duo or Group in 2000.
For years, people thought that that was Erykah Badu rapping and not me.
If you go back right now and re-listen to that record, clearly you hear it.
God damn it, they play the song. Where if I went, I've been a whole outside. And when I went through with my homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you got me.
It's so crazy, but it's all good. I mean, those are things that happen sometimes in music. It's all good.
They just not.
Eve received a call from Jimmy Ivey, president of Interscope Records, Aftermath's parent company. Jimmy Ivey wanted Eve to meet a group he was working with, Rough Riders.
Oh yeah, when she got the Rough Riders, it was over. Couldn't nobody tell her shit. Stop. Shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no. That's a Rough Riders road. Stop.
We have our own artists that we're producing
down, open up
and
shop.
we're also helping the competition.
No.
We create this
That's a
sound
Rough
and
Riders
we get hits and
road.
we send you on your way. We came in with X. We was taking the streets back. We was taking it straight to the streets. We needed a female to smooth this thing out.
Jimmy Iovine called me. This group called Rough Riders, I think this would be a good fit. You need to go to Yonkers and go.
Yonkers.
Rough Riders was interested in bringing on a female MC to complement their all-male crew, but Eve would have to prove herself while battling the entire Rough Riders family.
By that time, I was ready. I had to go to Yonkers, and I had to basically rap for my life.
The essence of battling, we got it from DMX. DMX is the god of battling.
Hell yeah, DMX was a fucking god in battle rap. Like that motherfucker used to be shredding shit. Bro, I went back to watch his fucking watch some of his old footage. I'm like, god damn.
Feel good? How you feel? You feel good? It was getting ready for a prize fight, like a match. And once I got there, it was a studio full of dudes.
Yeah. Jadakiss.
pits. So I was like, man, we're gonna see how this works out.
They were like, all right, we're gonna put a beat on, let's go.
I just remember like seeing everybody like rushing to the room, a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, and she was just handling everybody and battling drag and battling other people, and she just didn't stop.
Then she had to come battle DMX.
Come on.
I wish I could remember what I said, what I rapped, what I talked about. It's a blur.
But he was just like, what's up, who's next? And she came in and destroyed. He was perfect, man. The perfect fit for everything he wanted to do.
Damn.
I remember my uncle saying, that's the pit bull in the skirt.
The new nickname stuck, and the Pit Bull in the Skirt officially joined the crew in 1998 when Eve was signed to Rough Riders Entertainment as an artist under Interscope Records. She moved to New York to begin working full-time with her new Rough Rider family.
In that same year, I got signed, dropped, and signed again.
Over here, Julie.
Rough Riders was like hip-hop boot camp for me. It was where I really like honed my skills, learned how to slow certain things down, speed certain things up, write in a certain way.
Eve made her debut in the 1999 remixes of DMX's Rough Riders Anthem with the fellow Rough Riders Jadakiss, Drag On, and Styles P.
Rough Riders did a remix, and we all
Buggy!
remixed.
Uh-oh, I got Buggy.
Verse that I was like, I gotta murder this verse. Like, this verse has to be the best verse I've ever written. I was in Harlem in a car, and the Rough Riders anthem came on, and it was like, yo, that's me. Like, I'm on the radio. It is one of the best feelings in the world because that's all you want. That's all you dreamed of. And when it came out, it blew up so quick. And people were like, yo, who is the girl?
How did that fucking damn near kill me and I was in the ear?
Follow us, we'll be back.
What's up, mama? I love working with Rough Riders. I loved all of them because I got treated so well. I was like, baby sis.
Even X had like a brother.
Alright, this game is fucking tripping.
Beating up on each other and stuff like that.
No. DMX is one of the most
dog
behind me. He's an incredible person.
I'm gonna cut you one time.
Don't start, don't start, don't.
It's a cute brother and sister vibe that I witnessed. When we got with artists, we always told them, once you come in as an artist, you become family. And that's what our motto is, and that's how we roll.
Rough Riders were super protective of Eve. Eve didn't handle her own business, so she never needed anybody to say anything, but everybody felt obligated to just send a message that if you think you're going to show up and disrespect her in any type of way, you picked the wrong woman.
To showcase all of their artists, in 1999, Rough Riders released a compilation album on their own label called Ride or Die Volume 1.
I said,
I remember that.
2 tracks with Eve on it. Super hard and one that you can party to. And let's see what the people gravitate to. If they gravitate to us, what y'all want.
Gangsters. Yo, that was the shit. All eyes on me. Oh, that was the shit.
To have fun, be a lady, and get people dancing and moving.
That was the song that blew me up, especially in the hip hop game on the East Coast.
Eve's killing. She could really spit.
Her voice cut through. She didn't sound like any other girls. From a look standpoint, she could stand out amongst 1,000 people.
Short blonde dude. This is like the short hair.
The paw tattoos. I always wanted those paw tattoos.
Rough Riders took advantage of Eve's rising popularity and began recording her debut solo album, Let There Be Eve, Rough Riders' First Lady. All of the tracks on the highly personal album were written by Eve, including Love Is Blind, a song about domestic violence.
Love Is Blind, I actually wrote as a poem when I was like 16. It's a true story about a friend of mine being beat by this guy, and she would show up to my house with like black eyes. It was nuts. Hey yo, I don't even know you when I hate you.
Ooh.
All I know is that
Ooh. I remember that shit.
She held you down and raped you. Tried to try, but she never could escape you.
Yo. It's probably one of the most important hip-hop records ever written.
Goodness, my God, that was a powerful fucking song, fam. Damn.
Talk to them and things like that. So I've been getting a lot of positive responses.
When she did the Love Is Blind record, I think that is when she really resonated.
Okay, let's take us back to Orbit.
This right here, this girl right here, she has been here all day and she has been crying and I love all of y'all, but she's a true fan. This is why I do this.
I think Eve really found her voice and was still able to maintain her core audience. You know, she's still down with Rough Riders, but Love Is Blind to me was something that took her completely in a different direction than what other women were doing in hip hop.
Agreed.
The landscape of female hip hop at that time, it was all Foxy and all Lil' Kim, and they were going at each other at that particular time.
Yeah, but why nobody fucking with her though?
It wasn't a welcome party by the other female rappers by any means.
Kim and Foxy come in, just in your face, raw, raunchy.
With an artist like Eve, who was so bold, one of the greatest subtleties was her sexiness. Because she admitted it, but she didn't have to say it in her lyrics.
There was definitely this girl off the block vibe to her, but there was still a lot of elegance there, still a lot of class, still a lot of I will quickly check you if you get the line.
It wasn't a collaborative.
You ain't have to do all the many clicks
all
though.
of the females are gonna support each other.
That motherfucker just did way too many fucking clicks.
It was competitive.
Every clique had just one female, so you always had to be better than the other females. They were like, yo, you better be better than this one, or you see what so-and-so is doing. So I believe a lot of the guys pitted us against each other.
I mean, there was, you know,
I mean, of course, females got, what the fuck?
would try to play me against other.
I'm about to say, females got pit against each other just like males. Like, that's the game. I'm not saying that it's right, but that's the game.
And every woman looks at that and they're just like, oh, this is powerful.
So shit, what's next?
Hi. How are you?
Eve hardly had time to adjust to her newfound fame. In February 2000, Rough Riders kicked off a major 50-date stadium tour with the Cash Money Millionaires.
Oh,
The first big tour was
that was a hell of a tour.
Which was
We want to head to the. Do you want to do the Nightfalls?
overwhelming.
The first lady runs the whole show, and everybody's watching her. And it's got
All right, no Nightfalls. All right, let's move to the Throne World. And get the Throne World shit knocked out.
Ready for that. It was a lot.
She was the only woman on the tour. So Eve took her
Oh shit, you right. I do
She
gotta
had
give it a
girlfriends
user
and
for
a
it.
cousin and one assistant.
You can be a bunch of guys at one point and be a bunch of girls at one point.
Damn, the only void weapon I got is a damn give.
We talk about the guys like they talk about girls. It's really fun. I took pretty much all of my friends came on the road with me, which was a mistake. It was the first time I started experiencing when friends or people start feeling separate from you. These were my friends in high school that would cheer me on when I was battling, but now I'm being cheered on stage. Now it's bigger, and now they're starting to feel separate from me. One day they said,
I was about to say, shit, talk to this at the kitty about the milk still drink.
like, this doesn't feel the same, and it was hard. It was hard.
But that ain't your fault.
I drank and smoked too much weed to keep up with them, which destroyed me by the end because I'm still trying to be their homie, but at the same time, I'm the one who has to get up and perform and do a sound check and also do an hour show.
The tension between Eve and her friends, along with the pressure of performing every night, began to take a toll on her.
It's an amazing tour, you guys. It's going to be out on the road till April 17th in San Diego. They got like 7 trucks and like 13 buses, right? Is that about right?
A lot going on. Believe me, it's a lot going on.
You going to hold up through April all right, though?
Oh, yeah, that's...
No, she's not.
Psychologically, it's just tough to deal with. You're not getting rest. Nobody is giving 2 craps about what you're going through. They just want what they want. And it's like, whoa.
I'm balanced about that.
These changes are going to happen in my life. It's like, yeah, the train took off at 1,000 miles an hour. and somebody told you to hold on to the backup.
It was very bad. I cried a lot. It was the
Damn,
first
I
time
got
that
a
I
solo
really
weapon
had
finisher and void damage.
anxiety attacks.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Can we get the door closed, please? Can you close the door?
It was like a feeling of terror. I just was scared of everything. I was just scared. I was scared of losing my friends, scared of not being happy again. Yeah, I self-medicated. I drank a lot. I drank through it. I was too busy to slow down to deal with it. So you numb it and you keep it moving, which makes it worse.
With 2 days left on the tour, Eve had a day off to shoot a video with Beanie Siegel.
Beans! That motherfucker looks sickly small now. Have you seen Beans lately?
I was in a hotel. I went to the bathroom and I just started bawling, crying, and I could not stop. For 3 hours.
He looks sickly small.
Place that I'd never ever been before, and I called my manager and was like, I cannot go back. I can't go back. And I just started bawling, crying, and I could not stop for 3 hours. I was in New York. I think that gave me the moment to be separated from the tour and not have to make myself perform. And is when I think
Ron, you don't count. Coco.
In April 2000,
Temp. Well,
management, there was no way she could return to
Mama Shay.
Cash Money tour and skipped out on the last 2 days.
Not only real people in there.
Jetted out. Even myself, I just was in such work mode. I didn't even understand what that meant at that time. Break down from what? What are we breaking down?
Back then, nobody was talking about mental health. It was the first time I'd experienced anxiety, and now I live with it forever. When I really think about it, it probably has been there all my life. It's just something I either pushed through or numbed.
And now I can understand all of the pressures that she could have been dealing with, and how strong she really was this whole time.
I think in that time of my anxiety and sadness, I definitely would pray and say, if this is not supposed to be my life, please take it away. I just want my happiness and my sanity. To be famous or to be living this life and not be happy and not feel sane is torture.
Fortunately, she had to cut a lot of people off, and she had to go quiet for a minute. She had to not do music for a minute and get herself right. And I think that was the best investment that she ever did.
After Eve broke down, she started saying no more. She no longer felt that pressure of, I gotta do so much, or I have to do things that other people might think might be the right thing. She started moving in the direction of, I gotta do what feeds my soul and makes me happy, and you might not agree.
After taking home some well-deserved time off to rest in the group, Eve began to work on her second solo album, Scorpion. She finally found herself in the studio with Dr. Dre, who dropped her from his label less than 3 years prior, and she started working on a track called Let Me Blow Your Mind.
Ooh. I remember that shit. God damn.
I wanted something that didn't make sense. I've been a big fan of No Doubt. I love No Doubt. And I love Gwen Stefani. And I was like,
oh yeah, that track with fucking Gwen Stefani.
It would be the best thing.
My goodness. Let me blow your mind.
About it, because at that time,
hell yeah.
Two girls from two different music genres doing that kind of thing, especially hip hop and whatever. And when was that?
I'm gonna take my time. Let me blow your mind.
That record was an absolute monster smash.
Bro, that motherfucker. Like, bro, that fucking bass line to that shit, my god.
All of my songs, whether it's, a verse or a hook or in some way. But for the song I wanted for Blow Your Mind, I wrote that entire record myself. And that was a huge
big motherfucker.
Defining moment for women in hip hop. That's the defining moment for that particular era. It's one of the biggest songs of that time.
Eve followed up the success of Scorpions with the third solo album, Evolution, which contained the hits Satisfaction and Gangsta Love.
Evolution is my favorite.
I remember those.
She did a great job blending being an MTV darling
while also kind of beating the street with records that they can gravitate towards. It's rarefied air. Not a lot of people have been able to really have credibility and have pop success kind of all at the same time.
Evolution is an evolution of me feeling like I'm becoming a woman. The songs on there are different. Music changes as you change as a person, as an artist.
Eve continued to evolve as an artist when she was approached to do something she never considered before, acting.
There was this time that every rapper was in a movie. It was like every rapper was in a movie. So it was kind of a fad thing, and I got a call to do something. I was like, I don't even know anything about acting. I have no idea. I want to do music. I'm not an actor. Like, I'm an amateur. I'm not doing that.
Even though she exuded confidence on stage rapping in front of thousands of fans, Eve was apprehensive about acting.
Performing on stage is such an automatic. I know it so well. It is very comfortable to me.
So my role was, how can I convince people to see beyond just what they see right now and understand what the potential could be?
My manager said to me, listen, why don't you work with an acting coach? If you hate it, I will never bring this up again.
Eve decided to move outside of her comfort zone and challenge herself. She worked for weeks with an acting coach to learn to keep her anxiety at bay and to prepare for an audition for a major role in the movie Barbershop.
Oh, that's fucking fire!
Before I went to
the young girl!
Because she was like, you are so pent up. Like, relax. Yes, let's go. No problem. Like, I'm ready.
In 2002, Eve was asked to audition for the movie Barbershop. And just as she'd done in the Cypher with the Rough Riders 4 years earlier, she killed it. Eve landed the role of the hairdresser, Terry.
Yeah, she was me. She was every girl, you know what I mean? Like, from the hood. Just felt like this is the perfect first role because it's not so far off from what I'm comfortable with.
She's a natural, so she's not faking it. She's just gonna come across real because Eve is real.
And then from that time, I just loved acting.
Barbershop was a hit, and more acting roles followed. She even starred in her own sitcom, which ran for 3 seasons on UPN.
Yeah.
The impact of the Eve series on
I
UPN
definitely remember that.
Here in people's living room every single week, people felt more comfortable with her because they felt like they knew her. It definitely opened up new doors.
After 4 years of non-stop acting, performing, touring, and even releasing her own clothing line, Eve stepped away from the limelight for a much-needed break.
I needed time to just live life, to be human, enjoy walking down the street, and also be able to do the industry sometimes can drain you. It really can. Sometimes you gotta just get quiet. And just sometimes you just gotta go regroup. Just go regroup and figure it out.
In 2010, Eve played a gig in London at the Gumball Rally that changed her life.
Gumball 3000 is a driving rally. You drive 3,000 miles in 7 days, and in between it's like concert, parties, dinners, whatever. And I got invited to do this crazy thing.
We met that night for the first time on the red carpet going into that party. And then an hour later I'm introducing you on
Why
stage.
this motherfucker keep fucking following me? Damn.
Eve married Gumball CEO
And that motherfucker over there fucking had me shit.
2014. She moved to London to be with her husband and 4 stepchildren.
When I first got married and became like a stepmom, I have to say it was an adjustment. I'm not gonna lie. Moving to a new country, being around 4 children all the time.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers was on her ass about that shit.
It's hard.
Well, how the fuck she gonna leave America to go leave with her? I'm like,
whatever. And then I realized, like, ultimately,
nah, shit, fuck all that. It wasn't even necessarily about the money. It's just more or less like, y'all complain about that part.
when Max and I made the decision to get married,
Like, why can't a motherfucker just do that?
my mom definitely was like, wow, another country. Then when she came here and she met his whole
Yeah,
family.
it's the colorism situation, but I can't perk.
100%. So,
Like, I don't do the shit sometimes.
you always want the cosign, no matter
But
how
my only thing is, I say I can't date a white girl.
So, yeah.
That'd be
I don't know,
my
it just
only
feels like
thing.
home. Like, my soul likes it.
Although Eve was happy with her life, she wanted to continue.
Another damn hole.
And in November
But
2017,
y'all go in that room, I'ma solo this room.
invited to co-host The Talk.
Oh, that shit was
Honestly,
hilarious.
it's been one of the best things I've done in terms of growth for
Wait,
me
what
as
the
a
fuck?
person that I've ever done. Ever. It opened me up and it made me comfortable, more comfortable.
Oh, there we go.
With vulnerability and being super honest about things.
I'm just like super proud of her. And for her to make it through the streets of Philly and make it through all of the streets that we've all been in together, for her to come out as a very honorable queen,
There's some motherfuckers from a different name.
sane, like for me, that was like, those are the biggest black sheep.
This motherfucker is in my way.
Proud of her, I love her.
I never take for granted my life at all. I'm very lucky. I've had many
Trying to kill the motherfucker behind you.
I'm definitely proud of the
There we
fact
go.
that
That was a
being born
nice
where I
solo.
meet where I come from and to make it the way that I did and being successful in a male-dominated business, performed with some of the greatest people and wrote songs with some of the greatest people, winning a Grammy and getting married and being a stepmom and there are so many
lastly, we got
moments
Ice-T.
in my life.
Well, at least as much as they got on here. Ice-T gonna be the last one, and then we're gonna find something else to watch.
We're going out.
Uh-oh.
You down, dude? You know I ain't picking you up because you want to get this motherfucker out.
The wildest
Putting the light on and shit.
Hey, Coco. Uh-oh. Computer going wild on me. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Hotels. Every city we would go to, we would meet the gangsters in that city. So one day I'm in my room, we're in Detroit. I get a call. I was like, yo, Ice, you gotta come up to the 15th floor. There's 100 guns in the hallway. I'm like, well, I'm coming up there. Well, apparently it happened. My road manager at the time had seen some Detroit cats and told them they gotta clear out. So you know what they did? They came back with the guns heavy. My guys is all strapped. It's a Mexican standoff.
Oh, shit.
And I walk right out in the middle of it. I'm like, ah! Y'all need the real story, not all this fiction that's bouncing around. My music will get from the heart.
Like, I get it, and I know he's serious, but sometimes it's hard taking Ice-T serious when this motherfucker played a cop for 20 plus years in my eyes. Like, I understand he was a hardcore rapper when he came out and shit, but me seeing this nigga on the screen as a fucking cop, I'm like, yeah, buddy, I don't know about that.
Guy who set it off.
Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
Managers to live.
Oh, I just fucked myself again.
He's respected and rap.
Yeah.
Like rocking and break down the studio.
I keep going the same
You was
way.
a criminal on Law and Order before you was a cop, right?
No, I know that. That's what's fucking
Ain't that some shit,
hilarious.
though?
Yes,
His
that's what I'm
first-
saying.
His first time he was ever on Law and Order, he was a criminal.
Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Gary, I'm not a perfect role model.
What the fuck? Hey, motherfucker,
Don't go to jail.
Oh, well, cool. Pull me in. That's good shit.
It's the only chance you got. But you open up a Playboy magazine, I might look at it. And if I catch
Cause they wanna be all fast and shit.
He's a cultural icon. He has an opinion that people want to hear. Not only over.
Am I just in the corner by my damn self?
Probably.
Everything he does is illa.
Oh, shit.
I'm just in the fucking corner.
Oh, there you
The
go.
man who would become the legendary Ice-T was born Tracy Lauren Mallon on February 16,
Tracy.
1958 in Newark, New Jersey.
I was born in Newark, New Jersey, but I was raised in Summit, New Jersey, which is more of an upscale city.
Shut up. We know it's New Jersey.
It was just a normal childhood. We lived in a duplex house, split down the middle in Summit. My mom was just a normal mom. She was a sweetheart. Unfortunately, my biggest memory is when she died.
It was a core memory, of course.
Third grade, and I was with her. We were sitting on the couch, and we were watching Batman, the TV show, back in the day.
No shit, Sherlock. You said Batman, the TV show. Nigga, what the fuck? Like, a lot of motherfuckers don't even know that Batman had a TV show. They don't even know the fucking Ben Affleck pieces of shit and Christian Bale. Of course you know, but I'm just saying, most people wouldn't know.
I don't even know Michael Keaton was
I don't know. I mean, my favorite Batman is Christian Bale. My favorite Joker is Heath Ledger.
Like every night he would get sharp. He was single at this point. I remember he used to take
Joaquin? I mean, but he didn't play the Joker though, like the villain Joker.
And he'd go up wherever and do his thing.
So he played the DC's Joker in that movie, or was that just named Joker?
It was him. It was just like a movie based on the Joker.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be DC's Batman's Joker, or just a movie named Joker? Oh yeah, that's trash. Hell no. Heath Ledger's still the best Joker, hands down.
I mean, he's dead. I'm cold like that. That's how you get named Ice. I don't really process it. I know we all gonna die. I've always been pretty cold to emotions. The plan was to move me to LA. And Rosalie, she had 2 sons, Jimmy and Earl, already out of high school.
Oh, good shit. Wait, do I got my boy Tim is doing? Cause I was just whacking shit.
In the LA neighborhood of Windsor Hills. From there, Tracy was bused to the predominantly white Palm Junior High School.
Getting bused wasn't that bad. Never any real racism going on there. The white kids like this, the dudes like this. There was no drama. But it was just a bus ride. It was like an hour. That means you had to get up earlier than normal, and you got home later. But I got tired of it. Yo, I can't keep going to this school. I want to go to Crenshaw. Now, Crenshaw was walking distance, but that was a culture shock. Because now you're going to Crenshaw with the gang.
I'm at 73%. What in the fuck is this?
Crenshaw High. Ice was at Crenshaw High School before I got there. We just kind of clicked from day one. During our era when we came to whatever block we lived on, there was a gang on that block.
What the fuck?
Was an active member in it or not?
No, you turned it up.
When I got to Crenshaw, there were Bishops, Van and Grimm, and they were Crips.
So when we came here, it was like you had all these different sets, bunch of them, infested.
First dance I learned was Crip walking. Because they was walking at the school. If you could Crip walk good, you didn't have to be a Crip, but the gangbangers liked you. That was like the
Probably, but I don't know.
that really caught everybody's eyes. Then lock-ins happened. I saw the lockers.
Said what? I don't know. Ron, what can you hear in my background?
They were on TV.
So we created a dance group in Crenshaw called the West Coast Locks.
Can you hear two TVs?
One of our claim to fame was we won the talent show at Crenshaw High School. We were so excited. That was my first touch of fame, and we made it into the yearbook.
Now one is one is my computer right next to me playing the Ice-T thing, and then the other one she's watching TV. I was saying if you can hear the TV.
That's the cats to be locking, you know. And that's also when I started rapping. I would say rhymes based around the gang.
Goodness gracious.
Let's see what it rhymes, cuz. Strolling through the city in the middle of the night. On my left, on my right, yelling cut, real. That I see if you bad enough, come for me. So if you see another laying dead in the street and a puddle of blood from his head to his feet, hope it's time all you bitches get hip. This Brim, this West Side Crip. Oh, they love that. They're like, yo, do another one, cuz. So I said I'm gonna entertain my way through the rhyming and all that just fell right in place. He can talk.
You know, I remember we sit at the lunchroom and they do dozens. The dozens when you talk about your mama, you know, your mama's so fat, that whole thing. But I remember he was so
good at it. He was always a talker. So when he would say something to me, I'd be like, oh boy, I don't want to make a joke back because then it's like open season. Like, so I was like, no.
And at that time also, I was introduced to the players. So Crenshaw, you had gangbangers, then you had the players. I would see players walking around with these books. Iceberg Slim, Trick Baby, what is he?
You talk about Iceberg Slim, man, wow, he gave a lot of knowledge to the game because he told the truth in the raw. He gave it to us in the raw.
And the was so fly. I was like, yo, a captain named Abel led us to the table. We ate hummingbird hearts and other rare parts. An hour was spent over cream de mint, just admiring the view. So I'm reading this, and it's just like, before you know what, I can memorize it. Imagine a 16, 17-year-old kid saying that at high school. Them girls thought I was the flyest. And I didn't even tell him it was Iceberg Slim. I smelled like, so that's me, bitch. You know. Then I let out that it was Iceberg Slim. So it became, say some more of that ice stuff, T. And that's where Ice-T was born.
Yo, what's up? I'm MC Ice-T. The I, the C, the E, the T. Although I got a Grammy, they can keep the G.
Ice-T found his place amongst the great players in Trish.
I don't know, he ain't say, but when this cut off, they probably will, but it don't matter.
And so finally, he had enough.
My aunt really wasn't much of a force in my life. She was just attempted to discipline a kid who knew they didn't want him
Yeah, and I believe that's the
no
boy.
love, no sit down, let's talk, let's
So
dance, none of that.
Even though we were his friends and we were his family, he felt that he didn't really have any family. So he had to always just be aware of it's going to be on you to take care of you.
I found out they were getting $250 a month Social Security for my father's passing. I was like, well, give me that money and I'm out. You can't live on this. I'm like, I could live on this. Give me $250. One day she just got tired of me. She said, sign your name. I signed it. I said, okay, I'm going to call you once. It's going to be where I want you to sit in that shack. I'm just now starting 12th grade. I found an apartment over by Manual Arts for $100 a month.
The moment he officially was 18, he got his own place, and he didn't look back.
And that was it. I've never said hi or talked to any of my living relatives, and I've been on my own ever since.
About how nobody play.
Got my own pad. Left my aunt's crib. Told her to, kiss my ass and said, I'm out of there.
I'm 18 now. I got my own pad. So I'm definitely a ringleader when it comes to hustling and stuff. It was petty, but it was the beginning. We started off basically with car stereos, things of that nature. I didn't really start becoming popular until I got my own pad, and then it was cracking. I hadn't had a lot of sex yet, so my first girlfriend, she got pregnant. Being an orphan, I wanted a kid. I had no real family. I don't really understand what it is. I'm still a kid. Responsibility. I gotta do something. Got a kid coming. So there was a recruiting office on Crenshaw, right next to Magnificent Brothers. I went in there. I need to get in the Army.
Ice-T enlisted in the U.S. Army and was assigned to the 25th Infantry Division at Schofield Barracks in Hawaii.
I tell people the military is some place you're going to get your head straight.
You're
That in jail, you're going to find yourself in there. The only reason I got out of the military is because I had a sergeant told me you can't survive in civilian life. Like, he called me a loser. I had to think about it. Like, not to survive in civilian life, but I actually did go here because I was looking for a cushion. So when I got out, I've been trying to prove him wrong ever since.
In the Army, Ice kept one foot in the hustling game, pulling off small heists and petty theft for some of his fellow soldiers. Yet even after a brush with the military officials, he still managed to receive an honorary discharge. After 4 years, he returned to LA and immediately fell back in at the old fools.
So by the time he came back from the Army, we were on a whole nother level as far as hustling.
My buddies who were small-time hustlers were now big-time hustlers. They picked me up in Mercedes-Benz, Ferraris, Iceman. This is how it's going.
Wow, it's a whole new world. It's like, this is what it is, survival.
Ice-T had already broken up with his girlfriend, but he still needed to support his baby daughter Latesha. While he was planning his next hustle, he was essentially homeless, crashing on friends' couches or sleeping in his car.
I got one more left.
Yeah, man, this is
Damn, I forgot to do the finishes. I keep forgetting to do that shit.
I was sitting in the middle of a bunch of in the back.
Damn.
So this is the location where
So everybody's killed.
Ice was sleeping in this garage, and he had nowhere else to go. This was the Clark's house, Nat the Cat. We called him Nat the Cat. His name is Nathan Clark. And Ice was sleeping in this garage, and was plotting plan to go do felonies. You know what I'm saying? To hit licks.
My friend, we started off basically boosting car stereos, elevated the boost in the whole car. Then that elevated it.
Don't you said I'm on fire like that.
Bash or snatch the run. And that's when it starts to get heavy. The jewelry.
Whatever he did that shit.
We hustling in the daytime.
Damn.
I had bought a bunch of stereo equipment when I was in the Army. And Uncle Jam's Army and all them cats was throwing parties out in LA. Maybe I could throw some parties. Rap came out when I was in the Army. You know, Trigger Hill Gang and all that stuff was happening. Curtis Blow.
So he would always, you know, be reciting these rhymes, and later on, I remember this was about 32, and he just came to me and was like, man, I think I can do what Curtis Blow, you know.
You and Aisha were talking about like Homebird.
They're more like hustler tones.
I ain't trying to pay for an actual person. At night, Ice Rock turned to $12,000.
Damn.
I came out there to play the radio club. I met Ice, and we just became friends. Took to me very easily. I took to him. That was the start.
People.
I was confused. He's like, you got Porsche, you got cell phone, jewelry. You want to rap for? See, rap ain't getting no money. I like it because I want to rap. So we're doing two things. Hustling in daytime, trying to rap at night. I did that for a while, and then I got a chance to make a record. I was at Good Fred's, get my hair done. You know what I'm saying? Still have perm. I was rapping to these girls, you know, fascinating. And this dude really strong, Cletus Anderson, they ran VIP Records. They came in, hey, you want to do something with that? I said, yeah. They said, we got in the studio, let's make a record. They took me in the studio. They had a record with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced. Some people were singing on it. They pulled the vocals. They told me to rap. And I did the coldest rap, which was my first single.
Oh, they just knocked me the fuck out of them.
Despite the lack of radio play, the coldest rap single sold out at VIP Records and was a hit at the clubs. Back at the radio club, Ice-T grabbed the attention of a producer from a film company that's interested in making a movie about the hottest dance trend on the streets, breakdancing.
A production company comes in there and they say, well, these guys are breakers. These guys are rappers. We're going to make a movie breaking.
Ice-T landed the role of a rapper in the film and contributed to the movie soundtrack of the single, Reckless.
Oh, I got a Tarnation.
Now, that was the first record.
That was my second red one too, and I already did the first one.
He's on his way, you know. He's definitely about to blow all the way up.
Now I gotta do the come to pass.
Ice-T's rap career was taking off, but he still couldn't resist the
What?
I don't even dig it for this.
But you know what? Fuck that finisher shit. They can have that. But I still got two more. We still got 2 more runs of that shit for the weekly.
We had our first apartment that had a garage.
I usually don't do the weekly for this unless we got the ends I need.
Yeah, I mean, again, I said I'm focused.
Oh well, shit. If y'all want to, we can head out.
I got one Tarnation.
Shit, we already hitting the orbit. I'd rather go to this season's shit anyway too. So to the derelict. Damn, I gotta change my loadout though.
Me, my main focus is selling weed, selling more weed.
And sure enough, they got raided.
So now I gotta do solar shit while I'm there.
By the time I get into the investigator's room, talk to the detective, I want to hear about the weed. And he's like, well, let's talk about the kidnapping. I'm like, what? Kidnapping? He's like, yeah, you got your garage, you had a lot of stolen property in there. You had stolen stuff from a truck. That truck driver says you got kidnapped at gunpoint. Like, wow.
So they wanted Sean to say where they came from.
I was terrified. Just charged of talking about kidnapping, Grand Theft Auto.
They basically said, we'll take the weed charge off. Whose stuff is that? It was my stuff.
In 1985,
He was like, and I snitched like a little bitch. Look at motherfucker. Nah, I doubt it. But even still, that shit would be fucking hilarious.
Ice had stashed in Sean's garage. The cops put the pressure on Sean to reveal the source.
I gotta kill Cabal and the Pleasure Gardens. Solar weapon damage. I gotta kill with the Give, and I gotta get hand cannons. Alright, I'm doing that hand cannon shit first.
You guys are being charged. Sales, helping vehicle code, blah, 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 blah. 2 years.
And Johnny didn't rap. He held his water. Now, if he had it one like...
Ah, shit, I forgot I gotta do the sever, too.
Because I'd be in prison. There would never have been an Ice-T. Because I would have gotten 25.
Start off with the containment.
I was cut from a clock to where it's loyalty over everything. And that's still to this day.
Sean was sentenced to 2 years in prison. It was a close call by Ice-T, but it wasn't enough to convince him to quit hustling.
At that time, I had a little Porsche. A little Porsche. Now, when you're in the light, you don't roll with ID. I went to a club called the Carolina West in LA, which was near the airport. It was open from 9 to 9.
Carolina West.
And if you ever came out of the club where you opening your eyes and thing, and it was like, damn. So on the way home, I would close my eyes at the intersection. And on Slauson and West Boulevard, I fell asleep. Rolled right into the intersection. I damn near died. Broke my femur, pelvis in 3 places. All my ribs, this whole side was smashed. They John Doe'd me, and they put me in the Killer King, which we call Martin Luther King Hospital. Once that happened, I was immobile. Couldn't move. Gave me a chance to really look at my life. And that was the moment where I was like, man, you just died. I sat there like, this is it. Really, what was it? Nothing. You do nothing. Hustlers' life is very selfish. You're just doing everything for you. Hustlers aren't known for anything. You know, John, that's a white Benz. Oh, that's what you know. You're known for you. Also, all the cats that I was admiring were going under. Different people were getting killed. Everybody getting stuck. When I say stuck, that means Chris, they stuck. So that was my turning point. When I had that understanding that this gonna end up bad. So that's when I said, I don't want to die like this. I gotta figure something out.
During his 10-week stay in the hospital, Ice-T vowed to leave the hustling behind and focus on his rap career. Just 2 weeks after his discharge, he makes good on his promise when he got the chance to perform in front of one of his idols.
Back at the Carolina West, I was in a rap contest. I jumped on the mic and I won it. And Curtis Blow was the judge, and he was a real rapper. I was like, Curtis Blow believes I'm good.
And I think that kind of sparked the possibility of, if we do this on wax, this could be something.
With this vote of confidence, Ice was inspired to create lyrics that were a departure from the New York party rhymes. He writes 6 in the morning based on events that he and his friends saw and experienced on the streets of Los Angeles.
6 in the morning was inspired by PSK, Schoolie D. When I heard that, I was like, everyone's yelling on records. Like, PSK's making that green. People always say, what the hell is that? was like, who is this fly ass? And then when I was informed that PSK stand for Parkside Killers, I'm like, he's repping the set. When it was time to do 6 in the morning, I used the same cadence. 6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas, we crossed the bathroom door.
You say, look, man, I got this joint from West Coast PSK, and I wanted to play it for you. I wanted to let you know you're going to put this out. But I wanted to get your blessings. I wanted to see what you thought of it. It just took about maybe 30 seconds. Once you hear that, that was just like, I was done. I was done. I just threw the phone down. It was like, damn. When that record came out, every time you heard PSK, you heard 6 in the morning. Every time you heard 6 in the morning, you heard PSK. That's all you would hear on the radio. Back and forth, back and forth.
6 in the morning was the record that let me know I had something. I hadn't made an album yet. So I sent it to Islam.
What I basically told Liza was, yo, it's a good record, but they're not going to believe you unless you come back to New York City. You're going to have to come back with me.
The only way you're going to get real moves, you got to come here. They don't want it secondhand, they want to meet you.
At that point, there was no West Coast rap. It didn't exist. The only thing that existed was New York. I need to make that clear. The only thing that existed in the rap world and hip-hop was New York. It wasn't a time about talking about stories about being a gangster and not doing it. I'm talking fables. They can tell if you're fake or not. I knew he was real, but they need to know he was real.
In Los Angeles, Ice-T was making a name for himself as a rapper with lyrics about street life. But at the time, no West Coast artist made any noise on the exclusively New York hip-hop scene.
I got a cheap ticket, flew out to New York. Culture shock again.
He performed in the Bronx with the Prospect Theater. Melly Mel was there, Grandmaster Caz was there, Boogie Down Productions were there. So these are the heavyweight groups.
And I hit the stage, they were like, you ain't from LA, you look like you're from Brooklyn. I'm like, I'm from LA, man, there's brothers in LA. LA ain't no soft place.
Once he performed, the acceptance was important for them to see him, because everything about hip-hop at that time is creativity and credibility.
After being accepted by New York's hip-hop elite, Ice-T was asked to be a part of a rap compilation album that was being shopped around major record labels. The demo reaches Sire Records' Seymour Stein, who was on the lookout for rap talent.
I met Ice. I heard their music. My search was over. I signed Ice to Sire. It was one of the best things I ever did.
He gave me $40,000, no A&R. I spent most of that on a new chain, the pistol, and we made Rhyme Pays. Which is a play on Crime Pays.
He was by far the best. Nobody came close to the music that Ice-T was doing.
Rhyme Pays was a massive success for Sire, going on to eventually sell over 500,000 copies. Ice-T's gamble to leave the hustling lifestyle behind was starting to pay off. His follow-up album entitled Power included Soul on Ice, a tribute to the player who inspired him as a kid, Iceberg Slim, whose realistic accounts of street life were akin to Ice-T's authentic and hardcore lyrics.
All of us West Coast were getting an image now. It's that hard. They hadn't given it a name yet. When NWA dropped, Straight Outta Compton, Cube said, Straight Outta Compton, crazy, the name Ice Cube, from a gang called Rap Dudes. He did not call themselves a rap group, he said gang. The press said, this is gangster rap. That's gangster rap. Okay. Well, then I'm the original gangster. So that's when OG came out.
This is Ice-T. Get to the point. Ice, what do you think about this year not being so hard? Maybe you could dance or something.
All those got scared because they was unprepared. We tell it how it really was dead. A young brother from the West Coast of LA, South Central fool where the Crips and the blood play.
First time I actually heard of West Coast gang culture was through Ice-T's records. He opened up a world of what's going on in those streets out there.
Great impact. Major impact. He's definitely the top dog.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
So we took Iceberg Slim and put it to music. I defined what a hustler is. is, what a player is, what a gangster is. I'm just explaining it to people. So that's what Ice-T music is. It's literature.
While gangster rappers claim their lyrics were a reflection of what was happening on the streets, politicians, school groups, and parents accused artists of promoting criminal behavior and misogyny.
Incredibly popular by selling lyrics about black-on-black violence.
There is no excuse for the continued proliferation of gangster porno rap.
They were products of their environment. They were bringing it across into the music. For the people who didn't know, they thought it wasn't for real. You know what I mean? It was like they was really seeing this stuff go down. It was the reality of their life.
Your detractors would say that the music is second-rate stuff that wouldn't rate a mention if it didn't have these references to violence. What do you say to them?
That's like me saying that Rembrandt would have never sold a painting if he didn't paint nudes. You know, that's ridiculous.
While Ice-T was making waves as the face of gangster rap, he was also exploring another genre.
Okay, fine it back and get rid of this damn handgun.
I had to stay in the room with my cousin. That's how I got into rock, because he thought he was Jimi Hendrix, and he would keep the radios on KLOS and KMET, and I couldn't touch his radio. So I started to absorb music from Mock the Hoople, the Jay Giles Band, to Edgar Winter, Chuck Montell, the Black Sabbath.
Ice-T formed the rock band Body Count with some of his old friends from Crenshaw High. The band was a huge creative departure from the gangster rap.
Body Count was created because Ernie C. was one of my friends from Crenshaw. He was always like a virtuoso.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Where the fuck did they just come from? No, sir. No, sir.
At the time when Ice brought Body Count into the company, there was not a lot of African-American heavy metal. Doesn't mean that there was none, but they had something to say that other bands didn't have to say, and that was important. They're very, very, very outspoken. And I thought, wow, the band is great, and let's make a record.
So we're in the rehearsal hall, and I'm singing Psycho Killer by Talking Heads, Psycho Killer, and my drummer, Vic, says, need a cop killer. Word. So I started thinking, I said, okay, what if somebody went after the police, but based on police brutality?
Cop Killer. Not the greatest title, but it was a good song. I didn't want to stand in his way.
Dropped the song. We played at Lollapalooza. Crazy. Everyone's loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it.
We played that song for like a year. We had no problems with it whatsoever. It was just a rebellion song. We're still talking about police brutality. We're still talking the same story. Things are slow to change.
People always shook their head and knew that what he was saying was true.
Ice-T's label, Sire Records, released Body Count's debut album with the single Cop Killer in March 1992.
Body Count sold around 200,000, 300,000 records for a brand new band. That was awesome. And then something happened.
On April 29, 1992, the 4 LA police officers who were charged with assault and excessive use of force against the motorist, Rodney King, were acquitted. The verdict ignited 6 days of rioting in Los Angeles.
Right after the riots and all that, it's like they needed a bad guy. They needed somebody to point the finger at. And it's like, well, wait, he's talking about killing cops.
And the Fraternal Order of Police out of Austin, Texas, get a hold of my song. And they say, this is the problem. So basically what they did was they tried to deter the energy that was coming at them and sent it at me.
Once the police started making a commotion about it and started carrying on, it started spreading.
And from there, it just went berserk and exploded.
The record went from having sold 200,000 or 300,000 to selling 500,000 that fast. And in terms of sales, that was very lucky. In terms of overall reaction for the record company, it was kind of a disaster.
Let elections approaching, Ice-T and Sire Records' parent company, Warner Brothers, were putting a hot
Wait,
seat.
what?
Politicians latched on to the controversy.
Wow, that shit only say 3.
We were up at Ice's house, out the TV. Next thing you know, President pops on, breaking news.
It is wrong for any company to issue records that approve of killing law enforcement officers.
Like, what? Wait, what? Hold on, what?
It is sick.
It's on your bumper, like, that's big. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy.
Hardcore rap star Ice-T besieged by angry police groups across the country.
So over that controversial song, Cop Killer.
Rapper Ice-T created a furor over a song, Cop Killer.
He becomes a soundbite for George Bush, and he becomes the enemy of conservative America.
When this was happening, my biggest concern was his safety, because people were so angry, and the media was really whipping it up.
What nobody quite understands is what these songs say. I got hold of a copy of the lyrics. Says, I got my brain on height, tonight'll be your night. Die, 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 big die.
They were sending death threats and bomb threats to Warner Brothers. It just got out of control.
Amid all the fury, Warner Brothers executives felt the pressure where their stock prices began to tumble.
It wasn't about the right-wing protests. It wasn't even about the bomb threats. To them, it was about the stock price. That's the only thing that mattered.
So I said, you know what? Pull the record off the record. We'll re-release it with freedom of speech on it. And I'll give that record away. So we gave out about 10,000 copies. It wasn't good enough for Warner Brothers. They'd taken too much heat. By the time I put out my next album, which wasn't even Body Count, it was Home Invasion. Oh man, I came in there, they had every word in my album written out in big block letters on boards. And they were going through every word. They were so scared. I remember I had this rhyme, G-style. I don't give about a cop or G-man. They all talk, their breath smelling like semen. I catch them in the alley all alone, put them in the prone, pop, 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 to the dope. Oh, what does this mean? So I was like, you know what? This has become very uncomfortable. I just said, hey, let me go. I cut ties with Warner. I went over to
Catharsis. Let's see what this is about.
Me and you were in business, and I caused a problem. I'm man enough to say, look, Warner did not. The situation just became too hot for a corporation of that level to be involved.
Hey, things go slow since Warner put you down. That look kind of broke. I'm on the left.
By the time he split with Warner Brothers in 1993, Ice-T had already tested the waters with another potentially lucrative hustle, acting. In 1991, he appeared in director Mario Van Peebles' crime film, New Jack City.
Oh, man.
The movie New Jack City. It was such a
New Jack City.
phenomenon,
Goodness gracious.
such a moment in hip-hop. Who else at the time had made that transition from rapper to actor? Ice-T did it really early and really established himself as, you know, an actor.
I had no idea whatsoever that I was gonna do anything like this. The only time I was be in front of camera, I used to hold the cards. I don't know nothing about actually being in a movie.
Acting never crossed my mind. And New Jack City was a hit. I got 22,000.
Not record store. I'm done.
The Tango, the weirdest movie, you know, where I played a
Izzy's is a restaurant. It's a sandwich spot.
I did a whole bunch of like small indies. I was also out of the bag too. Like how much? I don't know what it is. How much can I buy that new Porsche? Will you pay me in advance? I didn't care because I really didn't take acting seriously. It was just a hustle.
Ice-T realized that acting could be more than just a hustle. When producer Dick Wolf offered him the role as a cop on the hit series Law & Order, SVU, it would be an opportunity for Ice to take his acting to the next level, both artistically and financially.
Law & Order was a massive show. Everybody knew that it was going to be really transformative. It was just a really, really great opportunity.
And what better way to prove your acting skills than by being a cop? You're going to have to really act.
The best decisions that you can make in your career are the riskiest decisions. What's the saying? No risk, no reward.
But with the people still associating Ice-T's name with the body count controversy, would the public accept a former cop killer as a cop? He's a cop. He's a cop.
What the is he trying to do to me?
Death to the animal, Ice-T. In 2000, Ice-T was offered the role of a detective on a hit series, Law & Order SVU. But with many people still identifying Ice-T as a cop killer, it would be the biggest challenge of his acting career.
This could be the next transition. Can a street gangster play a cop? Yeah, it's actually the same actor. We both got guns. We both want some answers. And if you don't give me the answer, there'll be a consequence. It's a cop. It's a hustler. Same people. But like this, I was acting in Cop Killer. I'm not a cop killer. I mean, if you believe I kill cops, you also probably believe David Bowie's an astronaut. I'm a family name, most loved cop in history. I'm the longest running television cop, the longest running black actor.
If that's her battle armor, that shit is fire. I want her armor set.
Which he has played for over 20 years on Law & Order SVU.
Really acting is lying convincing. That's it. It's lying. You say, Ice, where'd you learn how to act? Stand in front of the judge. It's lying. I'm not a cop. I convince you I'm a cop. The funny thing
Oh shit, not this again.
are squares. Hustlers be like, Ice is getting paid. But the squares, oh, are you losing your hood?
They could at least made his mouth
don't have any understanding what a hood pass is.
I ain't got no trace rifle for this shit. Oh, okay, it's something else.
The now can of bad on TV, and he's still been Ice-T.
He opened the door for so many in the music game, but he also opened the door with TV, film, and he's still doing it to this day, but on the highest level. For me, it's inspiration because my music career also was taking me in the film career. And if you think about who pulled that off legendary, you would have to say Ice-T.
I was Public Enemy, but what? How you love it?
Ice-T has continued to defy expectations, not only in his career, but in his personal life. In 2002, the self-professed player finally settled down.
As a matter of fact, we had a player.
Oh, ain't done this face? No.
I done caught this chick, man. He showed me the picture. I said, what? Knock that down, man. And it's amazing he married her.
Ice-T married swimsuit model Coco Boston, and they starred in their own reality show. Ice finally had the family he never had with daughter Natasha and son, Ice Tracy, known as Little Ice. In 2015, welcomed their daughter Chanel.
And we get to know his wife, Coco.
Nah, you ain't just see what the hell I just seen. Nah, that baby, when it was a baby, that shit was just scary. I mean, I'm sorry. Just fucking look at this shit. Yeah, exactly. Fuck exactly. Hey, tell me that shit was scary.
Suburban dad. But he's always kept his edge to a certain extent too.
But even though Ice is focused on his acting in recent years, his music remains relevant even today. In 2021, Body Count won a Grammy for the best metal performance 30 years after they formed.
And the Grammy goes to Body Count.
Coco, what you doing that face for? Ah! The skulls! That's why I was like, fuck the skulls!
He's able to apply, what happens in the street to the corporate world. Somebody's making
what I'm doing,
somebody's buying and somebody's selling. And so he's able to kind of look at that and say, okay, this is the way it's going to work. This is the best way.
Yeah, the season coming to a final fucking lead. Now I gotta switch to the Geeb though. The seasonal content is coming to an end, so that's pretty much where we at right now.
Ice-T has overcome the death of both his parents.
End of a journey.
5 street gangs and hustle, and has persisted despite being the target of politicians who denounce his lyrics. He's the godfather of West Coast hip-hop. a heavy metal superstar.
Yeah, hit the dude with the red dude with that.
I never got to start. Oh, okay.
True to himself.
Wait, you haven't started none of the new season shit?
Is that we are all capable of transition. If you had caught me back when I was 18,
You say what now?
and I got whipped down for any of those crimes, or said throw away the key, let him sit in jail for the rest of his life. It's never too late. Pick up a new lead. With a little work, you can do anything, and that sounds so cliche, but you gotta
fucking ignorant killed me.
don't expect
Oh, okay.
anybody. But don't think you can snap your fingers. It's like, oh, I want what you got. I want what you got. I said, you want me 63 too? You want it now, right? It took me a minute.
This is the best day of my life. I just had my first Tinder match, and I think I'm in love. Okay, look what she said. It's as gorgeous.
Goodness gracious.
Kill yourself, mate.
All right.
Masters of conversation, mate. 8. What's up? Okay, master of conversation. Brilliant. Nothing much. You. Not much. You. Not much. You. Not a lot. And
Oh no, yeah, that's now. I didn't know what you was doing or when you was trying to play again.
and 2. Made up.
Oh well, see, there you go.
Actual made up language. Okay, radical, gnarly bro, hi, whatever. And then here we can just see the very top of what they're promoting for pickup lines. When all I gotta do is tell the truth. The truth is, I'm gonna tie you up, spank you, and choke you while you're free.
I about to say, ask them what? I always ask if you want.
Feelings of love. Thank you. Okay. I'm beginning to think this is a very Christian act. I just want some cuddles and maybe a couple prayers while I'm at it. If you're a character in Game of Thrones, which would you be? Oh, good leading question. 10 out of 10.
I say, oh, so Callus is finally out of here.
Because I'm tall, I commit to things hardcore, and I'm probably a lesbian. And
what?
Okay, this probably means something in Game of Thrones, but I haven't seen it yet. I mean, they call me a heretic, but I haven't seen Game of Thrones yet, so yeah, I guess there's a joke I'm missing here. Everyone wants a god body, but when the time comes for you to go down in a pool of goat blood, or surrounded by sacrificial pagan flames,
Damn, like you know more than she just rolled her ass out and shit.
Right.
She's not like Hitler would. Even she is a spirit. She done rolled her ass out the back.
I'm so tired of your shit.
Here is Scripture said, he's a dog and he needs help and he's getting out of a scary forest and your prize will help guide him to safety.
Ain't say a word. Disappeared. Rolled her ass back.
Stop playing games. And secondly, this is a blatant rip-off of the Dark Story, right? Like from that first Tinder video. That's messed up, bro. That's plagiarism. Okay, I'm reporting it. What's up? I'm 6'2". What's up? I'm chronically depressed. Wait, are we not just saying fun facts about ourselves? Fun fact or a coin joke? It should be a fun fact. The second tallest mountain in the world is K2. Despite being shorter than Everest, K2 is considerably more dangerous to climb.
Yeah, okay, well, you also got that.
Although K2
All she gotta do is say she need help.
No, she's saying she ain't playing Destiny for a while. I don't know why, but
Call me impressed.
yeah.
I wish that was me. And here we've got the self-assigned.
Back to the ham we go.
DX. Right, so this person says to Ellen, and
I was like, how am I gonna shush when you put the shit in the public chat? Woman, get.
Bumble notification as well, you sly dog. I'm feeling pretty awesome right about now. Do you mean lonesome? Right, you're without the Ellen. Holy crap, that's legitimately the best pickup line I've ever heard. And next up, we've got a conversation with.
You know what? I'm about to take that damn thing off.
Your friend in the fourth picture, please. Okay, but just so you know, she got the same thing you have.
That shit was cool for a second, but I'm gonna start dropping that shit myself. I'm just tired of trying to keep up. It's called playing a game. Like, what are you talking about? Leveling up comes with the game.
Can I thump your leg? Hell yeah, what is this? When and where? I'm already starting to pee a little. Where you at, BB? UCLA tonight, and just the one night. What's your major, BB? Coffee shop. Really? Oh, cool. I'm going into cosmetology. I think your face needs some moisturizer. Wow, okay. I'm treated. I've been practicing.
I mean, yeah, just like any other game.
You just offend me like
In today's world, you gotta buy DLC and our extra fucking content.
What? freak is leaving. No,
That's not my problem.
Oh, okay. I see. Have you removed Ligma the same way you removed Starman? No. How's that? No! Sucking the nuts, big. I'm 5 feet and 11 inches. They are two different measurements, right? So your willy is 11 inches and you're 5 feet tall. No,
wow.
And I'm 11 inches tall. I'm like a duck, yeah. I have the same ratio as a duck. I'm a great amount of milk. No, that's rough. Oh crap, I thought you were the dairy farmer. My bad, Jim. No worries. Now I feel bad. I only swipe right on dairy farmers. Well,
yeah, let's take that off of there. Don't need that.
That lie? Well, it involves becoming a dairy farmer. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. That's a little close-minded, Dougie, don't you think? I mean, all respect for dairy farmers, but I just don't see that in my future. My ancestors are insulted. A woman like you has the perfect physique to be a dairy farmer. Sturdy, but gentle hands to tend to the others. A waste of God-given talent, to be sure. Sturdy but gentle. Now, let me bring you back to the family farm. Try your hand at it and you'll realize that the only time you feel whole is when you're churning butter. No thanks, I'm good with buying it from the store. I can get you a discount if you buy directly from my parents' farm.
What's
Not
that?
any butter right now, but I'll take you up on that some other time. I mean, we got milk, cheese,
shit.
50% off, hit me up. Whoa, okay. I don't eat that much dairy. I swear this isn't even a pickup. This is just this dude advertising his dairy. Yeah, you probably should. I don't think it's that good for you. Doesn't drinking other animals' milk sound weird? Well, like, that's fine, but drinking human milk as an adult is gross? Like, what the frick? That doesn't even make sense. But anyways, I'm in school for marketing, not dairy farming, so I'm just trying to help my family's business bust out. You feel? Yeah, I got you. What a weird, like... So what does your family farm sell? My family doesn't have a farm. So how do you make money? I have my own job. At the farm? There's no farm.
Okay.
What? I don't understand. My family doesn't have a farm. None of us work at a farm. We all have jobs that don't involve a farm. So, are you homeless?
So, next move would be... Oh, shit. I still need to do one more binding. Alright, let's do this damn binding real quick.
My 3 favorite things are...
And then we can move on.
Well, my poo poker is a joke, so I think we might be a good match. Also, my 2 favorite things are eating, pussy, and using unnecessary comments.
What?
What's your favorite color?
Wow.
Pick a side, woman. Well, whatever color you said.
Tisk, fucking tisk.
Condoms in that color, but not having one works for me too. Look, man, so you made it all the way to 32 without having children? Do you ever want them, or is it childless for life? Well, that's quite a personal question to open up with now, isn't it? What if I had a child and she died?
Wow.
What if I was sexually abused and can't have children because of it? Or what if I'm infertile? You really want to open up with this kind of discussion? I don't know if there's a single other question in the world that would get 5 immediate responses. As a conversation starter, I think it's the best question I've ever asked.
Damn.
I guess I wish that was me.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, what? This is going to sound crazy, but I've seen you at Publix. On the aisle 3.
I've seen you at Publix.
I think aisle 3 is the cereal section. Get your facts right. Since you work at Publix, can I put my dipstick in your oil? If you put that alternator belt around my neck. Sure. Sounds good. Can you apply my head gasket? As long as you put that engine oil in me. Yeah? I'll put it in your camshaft. I feel perverted reading this. My senses will be going wild. Okay, I'm impressed, not gonna lie. Are you actually? Yeah, that was good. Well done, you passed the MOT. You got mad.
Wow, that shit was just fucking weird.
God himself will not be able to protect that area when I find him. You remind me of Amari Cooper. Not sure why. A guy? Okay. Something about your name. I can't take it though. But the name is Amari, but okay. It's a joke. Maybe. Okay. Hey, you swipe right. Don't be disappointed and start saying K because someone's trying to make a playful conversation based off your non-existent bio. It's not my fault John Gruden wanted to send your ass to Dallas. Because I need you to take me home. That's a good one. Does this mean we're married now? Honey, we've got 3 kids. You always forget about Albert whenever it's convenient for you. You're the one that wanted to have a 4th kid, and now we have him. God, I can't stand you sometimes. Wow, we really need a divorce. Freaking hell. After all I've done for you and the kids, this is what it comes to? You're not the girl I used to know. This is ridiculous. After I make up sex, we're gonna have a real talk about what's going on. My mother was right about you. All you do is complain about your job all day. Come home and drink while watching TV. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids. Don't worry, they aren't yours. Do you ever wonder why they look like your best friend, John? My first ever
Wow. That's tough.
But Lord, you know I'm straight. So is spaghetti. Until we get wet. So, will you go out with me? I'm sorry, but I'm sapiosexual. Sapio what? What? I'm only attracted to intelligent people. That's okay. I can understand. We all crave for things to have. Top or bottom? No. Sometimes jungle. Never met anyone whose name rhymes with fine. I eat on first date. Usually just eat dinner. You hear the one about the airplane? No. You probably go over the head. I'm pretty smart. Try me. I'm doing a TikTok of pickup lines from guys in each state. So give me your best one. Wasn't for red, I own just one cat. You're a 6 out of 10. I said that. If I send you feet pictures, will you send me 50 pounds? Feet's not really my thing. You know anyone who likes feet? Find you girls love feet. They're always demanding more than 6 of them. Want to hear a pickup line? Yeah, sure. Are you a hen? Because you are exactly what I'm looking for. Well, I consider myself more an egg because I'm looking for a lady. What? Oh, come on. Be my boyfriend. Okay. Girls, when they see my Tinder profile.
Wow.
Girls be like, shoot your shot. They'll be playing D1 defense. Hey, cutie, what's up? Not much. Just studying this dialect of Japanese called Sudanese. So sick. May I ask if you're studying it? So you can suck on these nuts. There's a time where people must stay at home, where they are forced to ride a crap from home. And while people are isolated in clean cities, I'd still like to see your foreign titties. I love it. No, that's the best thing I've heard in a while. Oh, thank you. Hey, if you could describe your sex life by a song title, what would it be? Do you want a boyfriend? Oh, really? Perfect. Nice to meet you. Sent the letter E to this girl on ship by accident, but may have come on too strong. EA Sports.
Wow.
It's me, Mario. When I was 4, my brother was half my age. Now I'm 22. How old is he now? 11. Let's have a hard one next time. Imagine being a dog that's just trying to chill at a party and then some girl from a dating app who's fluent in sarcasm spends the entire night aggressively petting you. Finger guns. Sad finger guns. Go next time, kid. What's up, Olivia? The stars. Wow, you seem to know a lot about space. I wish. Well, let me see Uranus. I don't want my hair to
What?
Hey, wow, this is wild. Are those gonna take our time? Yeah, both my guys are crazy. You're freaking cute. You talking to your mother with that mouth? No, but I kiss you with this mouth. Yo, we should frick. You talk about life. Also, are you really 9'6" or is that something else? No, I'm actually almost 10 feet tall. It's pretty crazy. Holy crap, that's like a giant. I'm 5'3". So short compared to you. Yeah, I'm literally like double your height. I dig it, but not gonna lie, I like tall guys. Hi, what do you do? It's the big question, isn't it? But here we go. What's the meaning of life? Why are we here? Well, now you can just say you're unemployed. Corona does not affect objects. Thank God I'm a woman. What's to be a dishwasher? What's up, cutie pie? Hold me like one of those bottles of wine. How did the Japanese Hawaiians say hello? Aloha. How many crappy...
That was a good one. That was a fucking good one. Anybody who knows that was a good one is they're a bitch. That was a good one.
I sexually identify as Michael Jackson.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh.
He's alright now. My mama said that if he doesn't like fruit juice, let that man go. Turkish. Single. Hotel.
Oh, finally. Goodness gracious, I can get this damn glaive out of my hand. But first I gotta get to safety.
What makes you want to create a fake account? Jerk move. Why do you think I'm not a real account? You're pretty cute because I tried to frick this girl in real life. It didn't work. Hey, let's frick. Hey, let's not. After marriage. Why? Don't jump to conclusions. That one bad. How are you? Not what? Bye. Where's you going on vacation?
What the fuck?
You didn't seem to be the Tinder type. Are you here because of quarantine? Why are you so judgmental? I just asked. I'm not judgmental. A single picking no bio in this ass. Bio is not needed for beautiful girl. That's why you should have one. Hey, I think you're cute as hell and I'm slowly collecting
The last one I gotta do here is the Cabal and the Pleasure Gardens. And I'm like, shit, do I want to do that? It is a week, but I got until next Tuesday to do the shit. Well, no, bounties are daily. I can skip it.
Oh, I thought you broke it back. You're someone on the back. Hey, can I possibly maybe borrow $5? I'll pay you back. Where do you live? Joplin, you like Sydney's photo. I've just removed all the syllabus from Jared's fighters. Why is that? So you can set on my face. On my way. Dog emoji. I like your dog. Rover, get back here right now. I told you not to chase after specs. I'm sorry, you can be very disobedient. I'm a terrible agent. I'm a driver, not a doctor or lawyer. Closest thing I got to AIDS University was my raw size. I want to be your best friend. Just got friend zone on Tinder. That's good. I'm half thigh, so if you send me a ding dong pic, I might send one back. My ass
Oh hell no! What the fuck?
Oh, why'd you get there? Some girl had I need toilet paper in my own. I said my mouth doubles as toilet paper. She called me a disgusting thing before.
Wow.
A flirty guy with zero consequences. What are you gonna do? Come over? I believe that sex is opposite of laugh. Because laugh is ha ha ha, while sex is ha ha ha. Lamau, if you want to experience tornado blowjob, you get tornado blowjob. What is that? Face down, ass up. That's the way I get the skills. I roll under my couch.
Wow.
You've been in a coma for almost 20 years now. We're trying a new technique. You don't know when the specimen will end up in your drink, but we hope we'll get it through. Lol. Oh well. So you want to hang out? Yeah, I don't know how much more clear I can be. No, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Stay home. WTF? Why are you wondering? There is no pandemic. There isn't even a virus. This COVID seems might seem rather silly. But we are miles apart. That may break our heart. However, I feel kind of lucky, as you're cute as a ducky. Perhaps my mind will tease in a bit of conversation. Just for people like you. Are you really into BDSM? I meant like, let's play some games where I can suggest some movies or shows. I am into BDSM. How did you know? You're bio, and I'm down with that. Also down to be tied up in your dungeon hole. What? I don't mention BDSM in my bio. Well, let me pass the game. So I thought. Now I realize that may be a game reference. That's the person who runs Dungeons and Dragons. I'm pretty, you're pretty. Let's go home and stare at each other. We got one thing right. Ooh, so bird. Over there. Titanic. Yes, please.
Oh, you know, motherfuckers was mad as hell that they found out the Titanic was fictional characters and not based off of a real story.
The only person they had that maybe was real was the old lady. She was one of the survivors.
That's what they was talking about. They was like, wait, the old lady was real. It's like, bro.
The old lady was the only thing that was real about that movie.
Like, that movie was a story she came up with. Other than that, none of that shit was real, buddy. Like, but Jack and Rose were people that she imagined. Like, my God, like they did exist. Like, like, what the fuck? Motherfuckers like, but wasn't the old lady Rose? No, the old lady was just an old lady on the boat.
This motherfucker over here using a marksman and a sniper rifle.
Fucking idiot. What the hell? Ah. Siphon had no swings.
Oh, come on. You got an Instagram pudding? Hi, Jen. I'm Ben. Hi, Ben. I'm Jen. Nice to meet you, Jen. Do you want to be my friend? I'd love to be your friend, Ben. You seem like a solid 10. I'm like a mosquito, except we don't stop sucking or slapping. You want to hear an absolutely terrible pickup line? Absolutely. Did you hear they're remaking the movie Freddy Got Fingered? Rumor has it you and I are sorry. I can't wait till production resumes, but the male lead is a pretty one-sided story with a girl and her fingers. Pick a topic, I'll make a pickup line. Dragons. Sure, I'll call you Nikon, because you'll call me Dragon anyway. I mean, come on, I'll be the best thing you'll ever ride, Paul. Okay, I see you. Your turn. Pick a topic. Spider-Man. My spidey senses are the only thing to me right now. Okay, I'm 100% down for an Animal Crossing date. I'm still grinding though, so I suggest the first date to get your island over. I have to wake up pretty early tomorrow, so I guess I'll be turning on 2 alarms tonight. Pimples? 0.
Wow.
0. Chances of getting matched even when Tinder making the passport thing to root are all 0. What's your current quarantine fantasy? When I laugh, my booty jiggle, so they're funny, we both win. A smart girl's guide to boys. Conversation starters. I wish they teach us more about Vikings. I wish they teach us more about Vikings. Beautiful.
Wow.
Unique, lyric, brilliant, passionate, breathtaking, or enough passion. Well, if you're one of those beautiful So you like books? Name one author. Oh, frick. There's Kim author. So did you say you're
There we
you know so much about Scotland? No, you know what this is?
Why am I weekly shit? Was it why am my shit changed? Oh no no. Something's not right. Oh yeah it is. Now we gotta do the server.
There is no server.
Shit, it's a server.
Oh, it's a weekly server. It's not a new mission.
Reconciliation. Could you take me to the where the toy is? We'll do that one.
Does it matter which one you do for the week?
No, it don't matter. Just gotta do one. That's why I said I gotta get my toy from Reconciliation. That's the only one I think I don't got.
I might remember one for sure.
Damn. Horrible.
Is there actually a rivalry between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan? No, it's not at all. But have you infused your potassium from Kazakhstan? Lol, how do you know that little known facts? I watched a great documentary on the powerhouse in Central Asia that is Kazakhstan. Do you study something related to this? No, I'm just really interested in potassium. Did you know that potassium is the second biggest industry in Kazakhstan after prostitution? You're at the store shopping, going back to business, getting your favorite food. You see me in the distance, my mind filled with lines. I walk past you and stumble, spilling all my lines. My face burns bright red as I scramble off the ground, fumbling to pick up my lines. But it's a little available to you drop it. You think we get so you are bent down in the system. You're just laugh and say, sorry, I'm bad at pickup lines. Hearing you, please. This one time a Persian guy tried to fight me. A Persian guy tried to fight you? Yeah, you know.
For one, I know I'm not about to keep using that solar shit.
Gross. I am open to sharing my Netflix account. Can tie cherry stems, not with my tongue. Is a model. Can eat 30 chicken nuggets in one sitting. Cons. Uses sarcasm as a defense mechanism. But most likely steal your sweatshirts. Nocturnal. Only 30 chicken nuggets in one sitting. Can't find a bottle in 10 minutes. You have to give it head. It's 11:40. Well, they found it. Yeah, Netflix. Yep, I need something new to watch. I have some good horror movies if you're down for it. Yes, please. Horror movies are my favorite kind of movie. What do you recommend? Compare after 7 at your place and then cities. Well, now, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be isolated in quarantine. We're supposed to be social distancing, bro. Dang. I'll give you credit. I like the bold approach. Huh? I'm just saying,
I think this is the one where it's in the tubes, right?
No, I think it's the one where I gotta do the jumping all the way up top. You sure? Oh shit, then hold on, let me look it up real fast.
The first one, the first one, you gotta jump across and get the at the top. Is that the one you missing?
I think so. Yeah, here we go, reconciliation. Because that's the one that say I don't have.
Yeah, it should be one and two. One and two is right at the end.
In the beginning.
Right no, this one, the third one. This one. The one I was standing next to, Ken.
Oh shit. Where you at? Oh, my bad. Goodness gracious. I can't believe that shit. Alright. Now let's just finish this shit. Damn.
Alright, what the fuck is the enemies at? Now y'all want to slime out.
I have to go for psychopaths. This might not work out. Oh, sorry, I'm more of a sociopath myself. Oh, crap, this could work. Sorry, I'm in the shower. Still craving attention. Okay, yeah. No social distancing, so like 6 feet though, right? Not 85 miles. Too bad you can't be 0 feet apart. Or maybe 6 feet apart. I matched with my ex's dad on a dating app, and I can't tell you how bad I would have dated just so I could show up to a family event. Who's your mommy? Hey, hi. Wow, first time I haven't been the initiator. Something special about me? You're so cute. I was just thinking the same about you. I'm pretty, you're pretty. Let's go home and stare at each other. Hit me with the joke. Knock down joke, but you have to start it. Knock knock. Who's there? Oh, Frick. Frick who? Me? You're a good man. Hey Cameron, are you super bored like me or are you working full time? I'm working. Oh, okay, well, bye. Good luck. Not even cute, dude. Try not to match you, but it's too much effort. You got a weird standard in terms of what you put effort into. One time in elementary school playing kickball, the pitcher told F1 to move back, and I still haven't received a better compliment. I may not be the prettiest or the funniest, but I'll gag on your ding dong with the full intent of killing myself. So what more do you want? Down for a mega cheesy pickup line? Shoot. Oh my. Alright, but for real, I have a good one. What's the difference between a wasp and a bee? What? A wasp is weird and aggressive wasp, and a bee is sweet and cute. Oh my god. Okay, that was pretty cool. You like Dolly Soda? Listen, this doesn't work out. My sister also thinks you're cute. Common commercials should just be a live feed of couples trying to enjoy a decent meal at a restaurant with their kids. When you get a new match notification, but she immediately unmatched you. Alright, then keep your secrets. You want to know what my second favorite dinosaur is? I'm assuming it's my first favorite dinosaur. Are you assuming it's a Triceratops? Of course I am. So do you want to know what my favorite is then? Yes, please. It's actually in the same family as the Triceratops. Smaller, lesser known Triceratops. I'm a lover. I'm Hulk Hogan. You're their brother. You match with Julia on 8/14/19. EA Sports. It's in the game, and that's a match made in heaven if I've ever seen one. You know, a relationship is a lot like EA Games. It starts out just great till the microtransactions come in. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, money joke. Okay, funny. Yeah.
No.
What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich?
Are you talking about that shooting?
Are you really rich? If you're asking if I have
Yeah, that shit was wild. That's why I'm like, and that's why I don't do shit no more. You barely can do functions now.
I was pretty drunk when I got it done. Do you do a lot of crazy stuff when you're drunk? Very much, yes, LOL. What kind of stuff? I got kids. My man is 6'2", a plastic surgeon, makes
What the hell?
and you know what? With life hands you lemons, he'll make them melons. And really, what else do you need?
Not a callus. I didn't think I missed this one.
Just take your name and age, you compile a list of all the numbers of years old Sarahs in the area region. Then cross-reference newspaper birth records to make a list of potential parents and spend 13 straight hours contacting them about their daughter's favorite hobbies. Then I reverse searched your pics and ran them through a web-based facial recognition program to narrow down the potential Sarahs you might be according to open-source online school yearbooks. Then to make sure I had the right Sarah, I noticed an enhanceable partial serial number on your phone. So I then impersonated you in official call that support. And while he had me on the line, I
But I was like, do you need to?
So yeah, I guess you could say I did some work. What's the difference between you and an alarm clock? Well, when you smash the alarm clock in the morning, it stops making noise. But if you smash me and keep making noise, you know exactly what I was thinking about, Charlene. So, how many guys should have opened with a pun involving your name and the Amazon device? Surprisingly few, but I'm open to the attempt. Oh, boy, you're asking for it. Hey, Alexa, what's my schedule look like for a Saturday night? We have a recurring weekly event on Saturdays titled Drinking Alone. Alexa, find me the nearest burn unit.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I have a daughter. Oh, that's cool. What's it like having a mini you? It's pretty awesome. Have you taught her any cool tricks? Yeah, she's not a dog. Well, how old is she? 3. It's not too late. Show me a better day. Oh, wait. Look at that. They're having dinner and then that squirrel is choking the daylights out of each other. You know why they call me Bill Gates? No. I love doing charity.
I don't think it was this year.
Oh,
come from on this one.
Gentlemen, want to stay safe? Talk to me. Catherine, glad when I send you nudes? Let me remind you of a little movie called Titanic. A girl in 1912 has her naked body drawn in a sketchbook by a random dude that no one has ever heard of. Locked the drawing in a safe in a boat, and that boat sinks, and somehow 84 years later the dude still ends up on television? No one is safe. Like maybe. Never ordered 10 nuggets and gotten 11? Okay, well,
wow, we're gonna try to kill me, bro.
amazing $2.187 billion in the box office.
He's after me. No.
Like that is remembered, not for the news, but the love story that these dudes helped blossom into the romance of the century.
Oh shit, god damn it, now you're behind me.
These dudes be the start of your own great romance. Think about the word.
I can't even get this fuck out of here. Leave me alone, you bastard.
Children will reap the benefits for years, so Catherine, don't do it for me. Don't do it for you. Do it for our children. This is far and away the best opener I've ever heard in my 23 years on this planet. I went to my mom, not even kidding, and she briefly discussed with me the idea of sending you a nude purely for the comedic value of this message. Just clocked it. Well done, sir. And the thought of setting our children up for life now, that's definitely tempting. He just earned a Purple Heart. This man, Chanel is 21. She's a photographer and she lives
How many things we got all free?
I think we got one more.
But that motherfucker behind you.
Nigga said that shit way too late.
That's my reaction. SpongeBob's reaction is mine. But then it turns into
shit, I had a dip on that one. I think I got them all.
I can't imagine seeing a stranger with my sibling's face, but finding out that someone isn't who you thought they were, I understand that.
Obviously, it's your entire life.
I'm a guardian of the city. I'm sure Mara and I will work together at some point. We'll just need some realignment.
You hearing this, Guardian? 1 foot back in the heat. Prince Crow doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but we'll get by.
Funny. That's the last one. I'm ready when you are, Guardian.
Crow, you can do this. You are strong enough.
When we first touched down, I wasn't sure. But I trust you. Both of you.
What the hell?
I'm ready to finish this.
You sound like you trying to take a shit.
That's spicy. I love that. Hey there, dude with an interesting mustache, which actually looks intriguingly good. If you ask me, you're the one who looks intriguingly good. I dig the nose ring. No, thank you. What's the secret to that mustache, which doesn't look like pubes for once? Ah, crap. The secret is actually pubes and blue. He's the best. Haley's 26 and lives in Fontaine. You might not be able to smack my phone
Wow.
I did not try to do that. I tried to slide under the damn thing.
Just looking for that one person that'll send me head over heel in love. I keep going these right now when it's stuck. God, head over heel. I normally start with a joke. Best part is a knock knock that only works when you start. Alright, knock knock. Who's there? Anita.
Really?
Sorry, Zoe. I'm waiting till the mirror. Your ancestors were married and had 3 kids by the time they were to be watching you struggling to walk past the girl in their life. Kill, screw, marry. Me, Boris Johnson, Brad Pitt. Kill BJ, screw BB, marry you. LMFAO, Brad Pitt sucks. No, you screw Boris Johnson. Take pictures and then blackmail for money and political power. You marry Brad Pitt and instantly make millions more and then kill me because I want to die. That's how you do it. I don't normally like guys with the name Kyle, so I really hope Canford, he's like, yeah.
Are you inside the hole?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, bastard.
I'm good. And 16. Oh no. Just let you know. How are you? My disappointment is immeasurable.
Why can't we get in there yet?
How's it going, Millie? Or shall I say, what? Kenzie's 19. Cons, stubborn and sarcastic. Pros, loving and sarcastic. Love getting tattoos, hate getting piercings. I will challenge to smoke you out, and I will miserably fail, TBH. Not looking to just hook up. Yes, I'm in a wheelchair. Yes, we can skip lines at theme parks. Yes, we can park close. Yes, I can feel my legs. And sure, I can give you a ride. Oh, Kenzie.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, they're trying to get us who we came in here.
I have 8 pets. Oh, cool. What are they? 3 dogs, 5 cats. You should get a lizard. No, thank you. Are you sure? With your dry conversation, he'll go away. Hey, slow down, you front person.
That one was actually fire.
We have a car and a job. If we make it this far, they're willing to pick me up and pay on the first date. I ain't quit using that as your opener, to be honest. Instead, try, fine, I have red flags. And dig me, LOL. Save me a long time reading that sentence. Hey,
Damn.
you're really cute, by the way. I know this is way too forward, but my ex-boyfriend was 8 inches in my neck. It hurt so bad I ended up in the hospital with stitches. My first 2, however, were like 4 to 5 inches, so I don't date men who are bigger than 6 inches.
Oh, wow.
I hope that's not wrong. I'm small as hell. John, what I tell you, all these years.
Stuck in there.
It's not about the size of the ship, it's about the motion of the ocean, baby. We are 512 miles away, so if we met in the middle, that would be 2,256 miles rides. Log 2
Wow.
56 equals 8, which makes sense because I would hate to not get my log being.
Wow.
You're getting more likes than ever. Oh, really? What do we got? 0 likes. Right. 0 likes. Okay. This year in August, you match with Penny. You should change your name from Penny to Nine, because you're
More people died?
Wow.
Wait, are we number neighbors? Are we? Let me check. What's your number? Oh, smooth. That's the best thing I've gotten on here. Here's your prize, and it's her number. He's done it. He's won. Hi. Hey, Blake. How are you doing? Good. How are you? Just a little overburdened with work. Sorry if I'm taking longer to reply. Can I make it up to you with a cheesy pickup line? Yes. I'm going to report this to Spotify because it didn't show you on the hottest singles this week.
Oh.
No, I'm not single. I'm here to cheat on my boyfriend.
Ah.
You're what? Kindly choose on the phone. A, cheesy pickup line. B, bad pickup line. C, interesting fact. D, recipe. C, interesting fact. You got my attention there. Did you know? Everyone was the sweetest of pebbles. To present to a potential mate to express their love. So I like a proposal. And did you also know that I have an awesome collection of pebbles? Who allowed you to create an interesting fact with a cheesy pickup line? No, skip the rules and we'll get in trouble for this, but what better way to approach a lawyer girl than to get in trouble and have her get you off? Hey, Snappy.
Wow.
Private Snapchat. Well then, I was looking for genuine conversation. It's okay, Steve. You'll find another girlfriend. Don't let my hustle get you down. She's out there. Trust me.
Damn.
What's the truth? I know it's rough on here finding real people that just want to get to know you. Sadly, I'm not one of those people. I don't want you to think every girl out here is like this.
Damn. Damn. Wow. Talk about an honest interaction.
Unfortunately not. I have $100 cash on me right now. Oh, okay. I kind of want more since I almost paid $200 for it. Oh, yeah. I understand. No worries. Usually so I don't have a bunch of extra money. If you find someone, you know, you listen to what you listen to. You can't just randomly only hang on words after someone says they're interested. Who it may concern. It has recently been made clear to me the drug company promised my son a free board and had retracted that promise. I understand that Black acted in line with proceeds of the company.
Oh my god, that's right.
Also, I want to apologize on behalf of Blank for threatening to sue you. He is a blank-year-old child. He does not have resources. And not worry, he will not be suing you. Let me know how we can proceed in getting my son a free board if he deserves. Thank you. Hi, Blank. I do not remember promising your son a free board. Do you have any evidence that someone in our company may have offered this to him? Hello. Yes, I do. There is this conversation between your company and Blank on Instagram. His username is Blank. I'm sure you can find it on your end as well. And as you can see, he was clearly wanting to have paid for the free. Please let me know how you receive this board for my son. He is a good kid. He deserves it. Thank you, Blank. Yes, that kid. Sorry. Providing a free board for him under any circumstances. You can buy one for full price directly from our website if you still want one. They are $40 plus shipping. Of course, the shipping is free if you buy more than $50 of merchandise. I really think it deserves the free board you promised him. Not giving Blank a free board would be fraud, and I would hate to report your company as fraudulent. Also, think about how many people Blank will give you a product in front of when you give it to him. You'll be making so much money from all the new sales he brings in. When you think about it like
Wow.
that, you should be paying him to ride your board. Thanks. No, we are not giving you a free skateboard under any circumstances. This behavior cannot be rewarded. As a company, we expect better from the skate community than the way your son spoke to us. Wow, you are such a freaking a-hole. He is a child that made a mistake, and now you are refusing to give him what he is rightly owed. Please forward this to your supervisor. We are going to get you fired. Also, we're still going to report fraud even if you give us a board just to teach you a lesson.
Wow.
Of course, you give us something else in addition to the free board.
Wow.
I do not care. I am not giving you any free gear. We will not be responding further to your emails. Also, I own the company. Eat my coochie, little brown boy. Thanks. I feel like he's still signed up. What's the civility? Please note this promotion is for children up to 12 years of age. John Ball Zoo is teaming up with Nature Valley on Fridays between June 14th and July 26th.
What the fuck?
June 14th until July 26th is Nature Valley Friday. Present a Nature Valley member at the admissions booth on Fridays. Receive a free child admission with each paid adult admission. So, not free for all kids, just one child per adult. That's not much of an offer. Still costs a decent amount per family. Same. Have 7 kids. Right. Right on. Ask the girl behind the counter for a recommendation.
Damn. Oh, hell no.
I am on the PR list of numerous brands. Anastasia, Too Faced, Makeup Geek, Colored Rain, to name a few. Whenever there is a new product, we send it to the people on their list prior to the release, so that we can use the products that we don't want to sell. I've been trying to do that with you because I'm just trying to support a black owned business. So for you to tell me I need to stop when all I'm trying to do is be sent a pound of milk for you for free to help your sales is the biggest insult I've ever seen because I've done nothing but trying to support you. I was working with you and using your things in my videos before you guys started receiving all of this popularity. So how can you be like that towards someone who's done nothing but support your brand? I really hope you were playing because at this point I'm actually hurt because I've done literally nothing to deserve how you're acting towards me right now. It's not like I'm asking for some sort of payment. I'm literally just asking to send a pound when you lose it. I cannot believe your response. Thank you. Stay blessed. Are you serious? Yeah, I think I'm serious.
Bro.
$2,000 and send it to
I can't stand motherfuckers that send that shit. Thank you, stay blessed. No, bitch.
Is this r/slash using beggars? I'm confused. No, I want a computer that can play Fortnite. And you want someone to buy it and build it for you, or just recommend parts? Yes, that'd be great, thanks. For Father's Day, we took our dad out for dinner at one of my father's mates in Monaco. When we arrived at the restaurant, he complained that the cake was too small for us to eat it. But rather than eating it, he asked us for a takeout. He leaves just before paying. When we asked him to pay, he said he thought we were paying for him, otherwise he wouldn't order the extra slice of cake. When he finally agreed to pay, he said that we should pay for the extra slice we didn't think we were paying. Just to clarify, he tagged along, and we didn't invite him, so we weren't going to pay for it.
Damn.
Used carpet, an 800-900 square feet total. I haven't measured it, but it's 3 bedrooms, a living room, hallway, and 4 closets. You help me pull it up and haul it away, and it's all yours for a cheap price. 3 bedrooms carpet is in pretty decent shape. It could be used to redo some bedrooms. The living room carpet is stained pretty bad from the years of dirt, so I'm not sure someone would want that section. It would be good for a den or pet room, maybe. I am willing to deliver it if you live close by. You can pay more for my time.
Deliver. That motherfucker sound like they're from Jersey. Makes sense. Alright, what's the next thing we got to do? I can't do the duality. Yep. Let's say you want to run to Wellsprings. Oh, okay. Oh shit, I'm 3 hours in. I might as well take a goddamn intermission my damn self. Makes sense. But alright folks, gonna take an intermission for right. You say what now?
I ain't gonna have to do 7:30.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take an intermission for right now. Possibly be back on later. But about to take either a break or an intermission for right now. Make sure you tune back in later. I have been your host KO Senpai, here with my guy Big Ron, and we about to head up out of here. Atika Masul, Oyasumi. See you next time.